dude, now give me back my arm.
Yeah, I say we use the wish to undo everything that's happened to Gorazin since we got here.
I mean, we can.
That
if
works.
If there's no better uses for a wish.
I don't say that in character because
That's totally not in character, yeah.
Because my character sort of hates him, but...
Well, if you use so in character, the people who would want to use the wish are most likely the other two members of the party. And how would you word it? Like, you don't want... If you said, I wish everything bad that happened to Gorazin did not happen in this plane of existence, I guess I never lost a point of HP? I don't know. I honestly don't know what would happen. Would my ammo come back? Would I never have gone there? Would I have gone there, but nothing bad
You
happened?
will only find out if you do something.
Look,
so
honestly,
ill-advised.
I know, I'm presenting to them the possibilities therein.
Yeah,
like,
hold
this
on.
could...
The simplest way to handle it, if we went that route, was just to wish that Gorazin forgot everything that happened in the Black Wilds. Nothing there happened that was important enough that he needs to remember.
Yeah, though it still makes him 40 years older.
Yeah,
It does,
still makes me
but-
40 years older, gray as
But it
hell,
doesn't
and wondering
do anything.
why.
But that doesn't do anything besides confuse him.
Yeah, for the purposes of memory and so on, it would be as if I had been sucked into a portal and now I'm here, because I wouldn't remember anything that happened between the two.
Actually, I just want to point something out. That relative to us, what happened to him is the effect of magic. So that's actually right within the bounds of what normal wish. Remove injuries and afflictions caused by magic spells.
I suppose. I mean, my banishment was caused by a tear in reality, and the only reason it took that long is because you got either we or they are in this sort of time fuckery. Time fuckery happened.
Time Fucker would make a great band name.
It kind of would, yeah, but so would every other phrase in the existence of the world.
But the
You
real
go to my
question
indie
is...
band, The Existence of the World.
Pudding Gophers. That would be a great band name. Just take anything.
But yeah, it's the fifth thing. Undo the harmful effects of other spells.
Might do it. Hey,
Yeah,
it's
but
on the
question
table.
is-
The wish is in Fulton's hands, I believe, so
Yeah.
it's up
Yeah.
to him.
The
I'm just
question
thinking-
is whether Gorazin will recover at all without it, and if there's anything infinitely more important we might need that wish for.
I think that's just being greedy.
Who doesn't like being greedy?
I do need 25,000 gold pieces worth of bread.
It's a lot of fucking bread.
We can make bread furniture out of it.
Furniture? No. We can make a bread, like, citadel out of that.
I say you should wish for me to have a nice hat. My hat isn't nice enough.
Wish for my mud buddies to be real.
No, but seriously, we're on our way to a war between deity-like creatures here. And we have a wish at our disposal. As important as it is to put Gorazin back to normal.
He's normal enough to shoot things. Let's see if he goes completely crazy before we waste the wish on him, and save it in case we need an ace in the hole against the deities. Yeah?
So to recap, the agents at the licensor of city debts, after you guys make the decisions you had made at the end of last session, they hand you 4 scrolls. 3 of them will grant unto the person who reads them the relevant boon. One of them being, of course, the wish, and the other 2 being those spell-like abilities. And the 4th will safely open passage out of the city, although you are cautioned that you do need to be in the plaza in order to use it.
Okay, so move back to the plaza.
Yes, let's go back.
Also, Gorazin is still sleeping it off and feasting himself in Lindall's magnificent mansion, wherever that is. Currently, Yawn Park.
Well, let's go get him and and then head back to the plaza, because knowing our luck, it's probably been 75 million years. God, I need to find that scepter.
This doesn't taste like lizard ale.
It's Ghoul-Aid.
What's a ghoul? Is it like a lizard?
Yeah. So yeah, my vote is for go get Garazan now.
Yep, let's go get Garazan. And I gotta prepare regenerate to get his arm back.
Fixing Gorazan's arm would be useful, yes.
You make your way back to the last site of summoning the Magnificent Mansion. Garazan, did you at any point decide that you had had enough food in the last hour?
I don't know, how much variety is there? Alright, I'm in the Magnificent Mansion, so...
There is
a shit ton.
There is an entire hero's feast appropriate to Lindal's level.
He might try and eat it all. Like all of it.
Roll me a fort save. You are in a food coma.
Food coma is good.
After your... oh damn, forgot the term. After your 19th course. The rest of you find Garazan passed out in a punch bowl. Face up, if it matters.
Fulton just blinked.
Not to me.
Just work on waking him up while I get the regeneration ready.
Lizards.
I'll leave it to you, Lindell.
I have a couple of my invisible servants start slapping him.
I'm probably gonna take a half dozen slaps, but he will get up.
That doesn't sound like slapping.
Uh-huh.
Well, it's a certain kind of slapping.
He got me up.
Ew.
Garazan, you are shaken awake.
Oh great, now he's got shaken dwarf syndrome.
As soon as Fulton's done praying for his single spell,
Yep.
Gorazan leans sleepily on his gun, trying to determine where in the fuck he is.
Wow,
You
the
are an-
NRA would have a field day with this.
Garazan,
What's my name?
you're missing a hand.
I am. Thought you only
You
have
look
one.
down. You still have it. Yep.
I got my one hand.
Your other one.
I'll have another one, and the one.
Would you come over here for a second?
And then I trundles over.
Boop.
Just declare boop. He doesn't appear to notice. Just you poke his stump and he has a hand and he doesn't appear to notice. He just sort of looks down, blinks, and looks back at you like that. He doesn't get it.
Actually, Garazan, let me paint this in a more accurate light. The man whose name you faintly remember from the mists of time, whose skin appears to be both silver and green, reaches out, holds your arm briefly, and a forearm and a hand grow out from your stump exactly like a lizard's tail does.
Lizard shaman. I look at the new limb and try, I whack it on a wall to make sure it's real a few times.
Would anybody mind if I cast silence on him?
Lizard shaman. He tries to, he bites at his own hand, trying to figure out what the fuck to do with it.
I imagine that hurts.
Probably does. Doesn't seem to matter to him. Eventually he settles on, palming at his gun with both hands, like he's never had two hands in his life, just trying to figure out what the fuck to do with the other one.
Maybe we should use the wish on him.
You think?
He eventually settles for kind of taking out his other, his pistol and that gun, holding it entirely the wrong way and, trying to look threatening with it. It's trying to dual wield a pistol and a cannon.
Then he looks down the barrel to see what's wrong.
He's not quite that far gone. He still has ammunition, so he's actually used these things within that time.
He looks down the arrow. He looks down the barrel and lights up a match so he can see better.
Again, not that dumb yet. Give him another 40 years, he'd be out of ammo, and yes, he would have gotten that dumb, but,
Fulton will turn towards the other two. Are we all in agreement that wishing that he forgets the events of the Black Wilds is the best way to restore his mind?
Gorgon is now trying to tie his current hand to the gun to become, gun hand man.
I honestly don't see much of a difference.
Something needs to be done.
Lindell, I realize you're not very friendly with him, but you're also an intelligent man.
Well, he's always been sort of like a dog gnawing at his own ankles, so...
Yes, but he could always spew firepower in a direction we wanted to before. We don't have that guarantee anymore.
It's your wish. Do what you want with it.
Gorgon wanders over to the food, and rather than use his new appendage for anything similar to, trying to eat, he just puts his face in it and goes to town.
I have all the wishes I want once I can scrape together the gold.
Well, his eating habits haven't changed. Let's fix this.
Okay.
Nah, pudding. Lizard pudding, pretty good. Lizard bread sucks though. Lizard bread bad.
Okay, so let's see. Okay, so Fulton is going to start going through the motions to actually use this wish he has. Because it's probably best to get Garazin back and just get out of here.
Gorgon is now trying to light a pipe with one hand, his other hand basically a useless lump because he still doesn't know what to do with it.
He'll get there.
Apparently, he still knows how to light a pipe, so what in God's name he was smoking. It was probably lizards, but he did it anyway.
It was diamond powder.
He ran out of that a while ago.
No, you gave that to Fulton quite a while ago.
Like I said, ran out of that a while ago.
It was sand around his cave.
Sand, lizard guts, rock occasionally.
Gunpowder.
Once, one time.
Desperation.
So now he's attempting to smoke basically every piece of food one at a time just to see the effects. Like, oh, what happens if I smoke pudding? What happens if I smoke bread? What happens if I smoke chicken? Like, just in order.
Things are gonna get awkward when he gets down to the end of the table and finds the heroin.
Pretty much, yeah.
So that's what Fulton's gonna say.
Okay. I wish Grozin Gravrit would forget all his time spent in the all his time in the Black Wilds surrounding the city of Ligis.
So, age stays the same, loss of stuff stays the same, but mental faculties might return. Alright, I was just checking.
Yeah, because trying to
let's see.
negate the fact that he was there might be a bit much.
Fair enough.
Well,
Well,
you have built sufficient redundancies into it for
Yes, hopefully he was not in any other place called the Black Wilds near a city called Ligis.
Yep.
If he was, he has only himself to blame.
Of course, if I was being the literal genie, I would get rid of all of his memories of that, but not bring back his other memories, so now he's blank.
But that's not really how it works. That's not how memory works.
Grozin.
Mm.
You are standing in Lindall's magnificent mansion. Your various friends are standing around you. Some with different levels of concern on their face than others. You do remember just having an absolutely magnificent meal. In fact, you had so much of it that you look down at your gut and it looks distinctly larger than it really should be. And then you notice while looking down at yourself that you are in a complete state of mess. Your clothing is ruined. What the hell happened? Last thing you can remember right before that bountiful meal was jumping into the black crystalline shape that Shenalar had become, because you guys were going to go out and kill some paragon thingies. To wit, you have forgotten all of the time that you have spent in both wilds outside the city of Ligis.
Well,
Garzan lowers his pipe, looks around, looks at himself, looks at his friends, and asks blandly, Did I miss something? Because I be appearing to smoke. I mean, I think I'm trying to smoke pudding, and I'm wearing something I don't remember putting on. Did you not get to something uncomfortable with me? Did I get something uncomfortable happen to me?
short answer,
Who
yes.
spiked me ale? One of you spiked me ale. Which one of you fuckers was it?
No one spiked your ale.
Why isn't me beard braided? Holy shit, what happened to me beard? It looks like he was attacked by wild goats.
For all we know, it might have been.
Lemon goats.
Was a lemon goat.
Yes. Don't ask. Be glad that you've
Yes.
forgotten.
There are gray streaks in your beard. There are black burned patches in your beard. It is a little kempt.
There's the
but
fucking washroom.
it has not been washed in years. Then you begin to be able to smell yourself over the smell of that of that meal.
I just march my ass to the nearest bathroom or bathhouse or whatever it is we have in this mansion.
And I shall be
Grozin.
taking ablutions for the next month.
What?
We need to get moving. We're leaving the city.
Yeah, that's nice. I'm getting clean first.
Grozin, right
Clean.
now.
No, please let him.
I'm just going to prestidigitation him up so we can move faster.
Yes,
Jesus.
Grozin, you can get magic cleaned while we leave the city for good.
Can you magic braid a beard?
As long as he gets clean, I can't stand the smell.
Actually, beard braiding should be within the realm of prestidigitation. So
Oh, wait, I have
zoom.
done my shirt to the same thing? Hold on.
Your
Yeah,
shirt
he's-
indeed does.
So he spends like a minute at most using the shirt to magically fix himself.
Now remember,
It probably
the
looks
shirt
fucking
is,
weird.
The shirt is
shirt's-
only a once-a-day thing, but yes, you can use it to go over yourself with a bit more of a fine-toothed comb, and, well, now that you care about your own appearance again,
We need to get
you
to
don't
the
remember
original
not
plaza.
caring about your appearance, FYI.
Yeah, I know.
Yep.
So why am I
Well-
wearing this itchy fucking leather?
Well, all that'll do is clean him, so I'll actually use prestidigitation to braid his beard, so we don't have to spend hours for him doing that.
I'm going to assume with your most likely eidetic memory, you just do exactly as it was you remember him wearing.
Yeah.
Alright, no
So,
complaints then.
when are you going to braid Lindall's hair?
When he grows enough of it to be worth braiding.
Actually, I have incredibly long turquoise hair.
I didn't mean your back hair, fella. You braid your beard. You don't have a beard. I mean, I'll braid she's if she wants hers braided, but that's the lady's
It's-
thing, and she don't have a beard either, for that matter.
Lyndall, do you actually have eidetic memory?
No, but I have an int of 34, so...
Roll me a knowledge local, then, please.
It's Valentine's Day. Just put a heart in his beard.
I don't know how you'd pull that off. I don't know enough about beards.
Magic.
Good point.
Sure, knowledge local, plus 30... I rolled a 4, but whatever.
You managed to recall close enough what Garazan's personal style is versus what elements he was supposed to have included from his clan, but you're fairly sure it'll pass inspection for at least a few minutes. And I do mean Garazan's inspection.
We need to get to the plaza now. We're leaving.
Alright. What's the sudden rush? I thought we couldn't
Good,
leave.
as long as he doesn't examine himself in the mirror, we'll be fine for now.
We've fixed that, Garazan.
Fixed what? Wait, you fixed it?
We can
We
leave.
leave?
Yes, we're leaving now.
Is anyone gonna catch me up as to what happened?
No,
Once we've left.
we're leaving.
Fine, we're leaving. I'll assume whatever happened was horrifying, so...
Yes.
Not for me.
Wait, hold on. Can I still... Okay, LOC. Can I still remember the horrible demon pregnant thing? You know what I'm talking about. Come on.
What?
Sorry, demon pregnant thing?
Yeah, the huge... it was that huge undulating monster I had to go kill because it wasn't paying people. And it was like this demon thing, like, produced more demons out of itself.
Right, that debtor that you had to that you had to go collect the guides.
Yes,
the
do I
guides,
still remember that?
Yes, you
Well,
remember
yeah.
everything that happened inside the city's walls.
Okay,
Just not
so
outside
now he has
the
to
city's
compare...
walls.
Great, now
How would-
Gorson has to compare that to what might have happened. He's like, oh god, whatever happened outside the city must have been fucking terrifying.
How much do you want to bet if we ever come back here and do stuff in the wilds, whenever we get back to the city, he won't remember any of it?
Possible.
Well, if that wasn't the case before, it is now.
Regardless, let's go.
Leaving.
We leave, and I bitch about the lack of ammunition I suddenly have. I mean, it's not that bad, but it's a lot less than I was carrying.
You lot find your way, fortunately uneventfully, back to the center park of the plaza, where there's that giant pillar upon which you arrived.
Real quick, did they actually hand me the scroll to give me magic powers?
I don't think any of them have said they have yet.
Alright, I was just checking.
I mean, Fulton will give it to him now if he wants it.
He doesn't know what it is.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh, by
sure.
the way, Garazan, this is for you. Unless you guys want to reconsider who it's being allocated to.
Actually, he probably would hand it to Grazin while they were walking. She has hers.
It's a coffee maker that's also a bomb.
He'd be really confused as to what the fuck it is. He'd open it, and then be shot with magic and blink for a while. He'd probably stick with the same spell, though. It's honestly a fairly useful thing for someone who might end up having to use siege weaponry in his lifespan and just kind of wants a free trip attempt.
There you go. You have magic now.
I suppose I do. Well, I have these little weird carvings for no particular reason. Not bad, and pretty looking. No idea what they came from, but I'm gonna assume they ain't cursed, and might as well use these.
Does his new hand have the mark on it?
No,
The
it's been
mark is still on his shoulder, and it does glow through his clothing.
It's migrated.
Yeah,
Awesome.
Garazan, yeah, the mark has migrated. You also don't know why.
I've stopped questioning it. I have like weird clothes on. I've got these little statues that I don't remember making, and
Before they get to the plaza, Fulton will motion for Chinelaire to open her scroll, because it might not work outside the city.
Okay, she'll do so.
Have you
Did
mentioned
you
what you're getting
decide
yet?
what you wanted to do with it?
Yes, I think I'm just going to take silence as a spell.
Oh, good. You know the hack with that, right?
Depends on what you
you
mean.
put silence on a piece of ammunition, shoot someone with it.
No, you put it on a stone and huck the stone somewhere, and people don't get a save against it.
Yeah,
I was just going to put it on one of my willing summons and have it go get in someone's face.
Yeah, that
that'll
works
do it
too.
too. Oh, it's either Mud Buddy or Stone Shield. I can never pick which one. I liked Mud Buddy because of the whole history thing, but if I've forgotten that, it's not a lot of...
That shit don't work on me because I cast all my spells level 7 or lower as silent.
Yeah, I just figured of all the things I could get, this one would be nice to have around.
I'm gonna throw it at the group. Do you think I should stick with Mud Buddy for the sake of, I guess, having my little statue guys I don't remember, or should I just go with Stone Shield for simplicity? Which is an immediate action. There is a wall now, and it gives me AC to dick. I mean, I was only betting on Mud Buddy because of the whole, well, gone crazy thing.
Untyped bonuses to AC and reflex are always good.
Yeah, it's a solid thing. It's a 3-a-day immediate action. My AC is now higher. Sucks to be you.
Not bad. Alrighty.
Yeah,
I guess I'll go.
I like that one.
I'm gonna stick with it then. I only picked Mud Buddy because, well, crazy. But if I'm not crazy anymore, makes more sense for him to be like, oh, I need cover. Stomp.
This might just be an indication of where my mind goes with stuff, but Mud Buddy sounds incredibly racist to me.
It does. It actually comes off the term tar buddy, which was a racist term for African Americans. So yes, it's technically racist, sort of. Sort of. Away from that awkwardness, onto the thing.
So, Stone Shield for Garazan and Chinalar?
Silence.
Okay. Yes, you each read your scroll and feel sudden formless energy sort of appear in your mind, and slowly it takes the form of something that you feel like you've wanted or needed, and you realize that it's something that you could tangibly use.
Huh. Portable cover. Nice.
And now I have a way to stop Garazan from talking.
You say as I save your life. Yep.
3 times a day.
Alright, now
Just dominate person him, it's what I do.
just get to the plaza and open that last scroll.
You reach the plaza. There's a lot of the same sorts of wide variety there that you've seen elsewhere. But now that you've seen more of the city, you realize that there's much more variety in the races that are here in the city. Here in the plaza must serve as pretty much the transportation nexus of some sort. Your completely unidentifiable, partially dragon friend who greeted you when you first arrived notices you lot approaching. Hello!
Evening, suppose.
Oh, you've been in the city for days. How have you enjoyed?
You want me honest opinion, or would you like to continue being polite?
The city's awful, and I'll be glad when I can leave.
I've been in worse places, but those places were battlefields. I can't remember why I'm in these clothes. I'm pretty sure I've been magically influenced. I'm almost out of ammo. I've had to deal with horrifying things I never thought I'd have to deal with. Your entire system of, like, money is bullshit, and I'd really like to never, ever, ever, ever see it again. Though I did like the shop with explosives. I never got to see it except that one time. Point is, I never got to do anything with it, but it looked nice.
All right.
Also, I'm still upset about not being able to find a spelljammer.
Whatever that is, I agree.
All right. One star and 1 0 star on Bark. And you two?
Is this necessary?
I'm just being friendly.
I call it a 1.5 stars. There, done. Well,
Fulton doesn't even have a response. He's just standing there.
Can we leave now?
His eyes go immediately to the scroll in Fulton's hands. Well, by the look of that does seem to be an exit visa, so yes, you may.
Wonderful. Move.
That just gestures you over to the same pillar upon which you arrived. It doesn't seem to be in use at the moment.
Wonderful.
Climbing aboard. Alright, do the thing. Let's get out of this hellhole.
Once everyone's on the pillar, Fulton will open the scroll.
You're free to use whatever planar transit brought you here as soon as you reach its apex. You'll know it'll shake briefly when it reaches the top.
Oh, goody.
Enjoy your journey.
Check the egg timer.
Yes, once he pulls out the scroll and presumably the pillar starts rising.
There is some words on the scroll that they just sit there. Nothing seems to happen just when you look at the scroll.
And tell him the magic phrase, damn it.
Fulton will read the scroll aloud. Gamma Thorns Fiara Omnia.
And the pillar begins to rise.
Okay. And now Fulton will pull out the transit gem that's still in that other bag.
The transit gem seems to still be frozen at about 10% from center.
Everyone keep your hands on this thing as it jumps forward.
Aye.
The pillar rises swiftly above the height of the city's walls and ascends up into the sky.
How much more time do I actually have on my polymorph, by the way?
Good question. When did you activate it?
That was... The last time was a day after we got into the city when they made me.
Oh, right, when you and Garazan were coming back into Mosum District, headed for Agayela's small explosives, right?
Yeah.
Okay, in that case, from your perspective, it has been between 20 and 28 hours.
Doesn't matter to me none. I'm not a caster, so... Well, I am now, I guess, but not that kind of caster.
You're
now
about
a
as
caster
much as
with an incredibly limited spell list.
Yes,
Oh, yeah, right.
you're basically
Right,
now
same.
you're an elf.
I'm an enchanted dwarf is what I am.
No, you're an elf.
Fuck you.
Right. So yeah, it lasts 1 week. I had to redo my calculation.
Okay.
Because same kingdom, same or lower intelligence.
So, 1 day out of that week of time.
Okie dokie.
The pillar seems to take about 20 minutes to ascend to the point where the city is just a small ring of chimney smoke filled air far below you. And finally, although it doesn't feel like the column stops, you feel it give a sort of vibrating hum.
Alright.
Well, look at the transit gem.
It looks like to have closed about half the distance to the center while you weren't looking at it.
Yep, everyone keep your hands on it.
It's been days since you last saw the thing moving, but from what you recall, it should be less than a minute or two before it goes off.
I keep hold. You know, it occurs to me that whatever on the other side might technically be worse than this place, yet I look forward to it regardless.
I'm waiting for verbal acknowledgement that everyone's keeping their hands on it.
I am. I said so.
I am.
And Sheena
Well, of course.
Well, then say it.
No, I want to stay here.
And after a tense minute of everyone just keeping hands on the orb held in Fulton's hand, it begins to pulse. And then suddenly blackness envelops you all.
God damn it.
Wind rushes past you in all directions, although you cannot see anything. Space bends around you, and finally, you emerge on uneven ground. Everyone stumbles briefly, but no one drops anything. And you find yourselves standing on what appears to be the slopes of a very, very tall mountain. Looking up and down the hill, you cannot see the bottom. The top is just visible in the haze. And it is almost like a massive plane just bent into a cone. It's easily a mile around the height at which you're at before it dips below the horizon. And the sky is filled with mist and occasional lightning and moving forms flying high above, and rivulets of water run down the sides of the mountain on all over its surface.
We fucking been here before. Well, not us, but I recognize this.
Don't drink any puddles.
Seriously, don't.
What?
Don't drink the puddles.
I don't think
Why
it's the
would
exact same
anyone-
place.
Because last group we had was a bunch of chuckle fox. So what's your point?
And you're saying this group is... Yeah.
Hey, just because Aaliyah liked falling for schmuck bait at every opportunity doesn't mean she was a chuckle.
No,
Granted.
I think that might be the definition.
If you are where they think where these two think out of character you are, then yes, the first decent sized little pool of water they found, Dahlia bent down to take a drink and found herself with a mouthful of water dragon.
Fun.
I don't think we're there, but we'll see. I'm going to run a knowledge planes.
While he's doing that, I'll make sure we still have the transit gem.
Yep, it is in your hand. It is pitch black, and there is a small bit of smoke coming out of a crack in it.
God damn it with these ridiculously low knowledge rolls. It's a good thing I have a really high knowledge.
And while Lindahl is looking around and casting some cantrips to determine the properties of the place you are in, all four of you suddenly feel a message of ascending emerge in your mind. And you recognize that it is from various magicians, like a different one for each of you, various magicians that you worked with during the weeks of preparation before you were sent this way. Fulton, you actually receive yours from Ephraim himself.
Well, he'll make a response.
Mine better not be
You
from
do.
a drow. That's racist.
Oh, playing the race card already, are you, Drowy?
You do have a minute to compose a response. You can mention it to your comrades before you respond.
Well, he'll say he's got a message from Ephraim.
I'd also pipe up I do, and then we'd all realize and go, alright, hold on, let me respond in the most sarcastic way I can think of.
Lindahl being charming as usual.
The group in a microcosm.
Well, that's yeah.
The correct way to get where we're going is to fly towards the second start on the right and straight on till morning.
Alright, if that happens and we start fighting pirates and a giant crocodile, I throw up my hands and declare, just fuck everything.
It's Travis and Varg.
I know. That's the point.
And according to this percentage failure chance, only 3 of you receive it. It doesn't really matter, but for the sake of completeness... Garazin, you do not receive a response, but the rest of you all receive...
Anyone want to bet the person just faked that they didn't receive it because he was just being an ass?
And again, I am technically more polite than the good guy.
Goodness is not equal politeness.
True.
I have every right to be cheesed off.
Oh,
with
we
these
are
fucks. No, I know of. Why is it that we played of acid the easiest one to traverse to the center of the universe? That doesn't make any damn sense. It's like saying the fastest way to God is to go through the plane of eternal torment.
Well,
it's like, what?
Well, the acid's moving its way there.
It intersects the outer planes of
Water and earth.
water and earth. Yeah. So you can climb the mountain. So you can climb the infinite mountain to reach the center.
Yeah. I guess so. It's
So
still
now
a really
we're...
sucky plane.
Is it a gooey center?
No, it's rocky for some reason.
I believe
nougat.
the center of the multiverse is a Tootsie Pop.
Just one Tootsie Pop. In
Is
a
that like the
wrapper, just
multiverse
floating.
an owl?
No, the owl's trying to get there. He's the Doombringer. Anyway.
So now we're climbing an infinite mountain.
Well, no, we're on top of an infinite mountain. There's a difference. We're just climbing the last, 3 inches.
How many licks does it take to get to the center of the multiverse?
How are we at the top if it's infinite?
Are you really going
I
to
did
ask
say
that
you
fucking
can
question?
you think you can see the peak in the distant haze.
I'm walking that way.
It has a top. It goes down infinitely.
Yeah. It's mountain all the way down.
Who wants Windwalk?
I'd like it.
I too would enjoy that. I think
Yeah.
we didn't have that last time.
Here you go.
As long as we're not going to fly into a volcano this time.
It's definitely
No.
acid, unless it's an acid volcano. No.
I'm just gonna go find the nearest. I'm just gonna go find the nearest puddle and pee in it first.
I wish I could
Oh.
shoot you for memories, but anyway.
You
Now
lot
that
take.
you're in Dragus.
You lot take to misty form, and you find that you can fly freely. Although there are shapes in the sky above you that are definitely circling already.
Oh, was my thing actually high enough to figure out I was on the demi-plane of acid before he told me?
34? Actually, I think so.
Did he really roll the exact same thing I rolled?
Let's see here. You rolled 34. I saw knowledge and no planes. Lindahl rolled 37, you rolled 34. And, yes, both of you did figure it out before you were told.
Yay!
Let's bloody well fly to the peak and go to the center, the fountain of life, whatever.
Just stay together.
They think they mean that literally, like the actual fountain of life where we all live forever if we take a drink.
Don't drink it.
Never said I was gonna drink it.
Don't drink it.
I never said I was gonna drink it. I'm gonna smoke it.
God,
I don't care if it kills me. I'll be the dwarf who smoked the fountain of life.
One of them was a squash.
It's from a different plane.
Joke ruined.
Hmm.
Not just being a dick.
Alright, well, I guess we all just fly at top speed. I mean, there's no reason to not.
Yeah, since we
Is
actually
there-
can this time, instead of the group getting split up and me having to to go a whole bunch of the way by myself.
Yep.
We could still do that.
Well, that was caused by Aaliyah's need to always take the schmuck bait. I think Wireframe
Always.
loved me back then.
I definitely appreciated that I could always rely on someone to bite the adventure hook, yes.
It didn't matter how schmucky the bait was, she'd take it.
Yeah, unfortunately for him, I play Lindahl a lot smarter.
And that's why Gorza takes the bait instead. Usually.
And she just watches.
And Fulton is trying to keep them in line like a babysitter.
That is what you're being paid to do.
He's getting paid about as much as a babysitter.
Don't
I don't
remind
think
him.
I don't think babysitters get paid the kind of wealth that allows us to have like an airship casually. So
I don't even know how much money I have.
well, you spent most of it, but even if you
Yeah, I
haven't
think I
spent
have
most
like
of it,
$2,000.
yeah, even if you spent most of it, it's still like you spent it on a thing, right? So
You know, I'm kind of with Brad here. I kind of want a Spelljammer now.
I do too. I've wanted a Spelljammer since we started this starting campaign. I want a Spelljammer in every campaign I ever run, but that's not the point.
I totally wanted to get our original group of Spelljammer.
Well, let me drink from the Fountain of Life and or smoke it, and we'll see if I can get a Spelljammer out of that.
I'll settle for an airship.
If we ever bring back, if we
Well,
ever
that's on
bring
my
back,
list of things.
if we ever bring back Aaliyah and Varg, Spelljammer's on the top of my list for that.
Pretty much. Actually, my plan is, after we do this and get paid in whatever obscene, basically our own kingdoms, I plan to, with your guys' help, presumably, get us an airship and then enchant it how Aaliyah... Remember how Aaliyah enchanted herself to basically breathe and survive in space? I want the ship to do that for everyone on the ship, and just that's our Spelljammer.
Ha.
Yeah, I had a magic carpet, and I had the cloak of the skin of the void, and something that stopped me from breathing. So,
Yep.
so if
just
I
to
wanted to, I
big
could fly
that.
into space at any time.
So
Yeah, but just to
Babby
bake
is
that on a
Chaos
ship.
Babby.
Oh, hey, neutral chaos, Babby. Alright, sure, why not?
Okay, well, let's go kick whatever's at the fountain this time's ass. Hopefully it's not Jublix.
You think?
Why
I
do
don't
you
know.
have to say that?
Well, Jubilix is dead, and it's not going to be Jubilix. It's going to be whoever replaced Jubilix, if anyone.
Yeah, Jubilix Mark II.
Has anybody replaced him yet?
I don't know. We don't know. Well, when we left, no, but
And
it's
if,
been...
and if someone does, Garazin is bound to try and kill them immediately.
Yeah, pretty much. So whoever it is, we're going to shoot them anyway. And it's not
You
like
know
it's
what? That would be a great thing for me to do.
become the Lord of Poison and get shot? That doesn't sound very exciting.
Yes, Garazin is used to prevent anyone replacing Jubilex in his prison.
There you go, then.
I would totally love to be the Lord of Poison Death.
Yeah, but you'd be stuck in a job you couldn't escape eternally.
So, you guys start flying uphill. And although a number of dragons are attracted to your passing, they are somewhat small, and they're not really able to do anything about your incorporeal forms. They just buzz you a bunch of times on your journey.
I swear at them in Dwarven, and that's about it.
I translated swears into Draconic for them.
Thank you. And
As you
Lindhall is
head
nowhere
further-
nice enough to be Nurgle. Nurgle's a great guy. You shut up.
As you head further and further up the slopes of the mountain, things become greener and more verdant, and you begin to be able to make out some sort of white building at the peak, which seems to have a column of water falling into its top from far, far above, well beyond where you can see. The sky
And that's the plane of water.
keeps the sky constantly glows with light, slowly shifting as though through a long haze, but a constant glow. The dragons begin to get bored of you and abandon the chase after a while, and you find yourselves at the top of the mountain, where there's really strong winds, so it takes quite a bit of effort to stay on course. It might be easier to enter the temple in solid form if you must.
Yeah, I'll enter in solid
Yeah.
form.
Probably a good idea.
Circling this temple, however, you find only one entrance, and it is currently closed with what appears to be a large metal door with a scorch mark on its marble step. The walls are otherwise clear, clean white marble, and the winds are absolutely torrential higher up. The column of water falling into the top of the domed ceiling of this temple just carries a massive wind blast with it, and you can't get anywhere near it.
Right. Okay, so there's a door in the way. So would someone like to try and pick that, or magicate before I try blowing it up?
Well, we're incorporeal. Why don't we just go through the cracks first and then become corporeal?
After you.
I'll make the attempt.
I'll be back here away from the resulting explosion.
Good idea. There's a scorch mark for a reason, is my thought.
I see nothing wrong with this plan.
Neither do I, as I say as I get behind cover.
Let's see here.
Bolton's
Gosh.
cover, right?
And once again, I remind everybody that my wisdom is 10. Mechanically, you can actually pull out a locker rack and use them as cover.
Lol.
The tiny creature.
He counts as soft cover.
God damn.
A whole +2 on your reflex saves. Go for it. Anyways, Lindahl, you drift your way up against the wall and try to insinuate your way through the gaps at the door, but you're not able to find any gaps that will accommodate you.
That's fine. I'll become corporeal so I can examine it then.
Okay. There is no sort of plaza or anything outside at the front of the temple. It simply goes from the harsh, rocky, slightly moss-covered ground directly to the pristine white walls of the temple, and there is a step on the in the doorway, just a couple feet deep, leading up to the door. But it all looks unmarked, save for the fact that this black charred stain on the doorstep. It looks akin to a lightning strike.
For all we know, it was.
There you go.
Well, let's see what knowledge I have accumulated about this temple in my travels. Slightly better roll.
You know that Alia was here.
Yeah, because I was creeping on her.
But much of what she actually learned of this place was never distributed beyond those few to whom she reported among the Ministry of Adventuring.
I knew I should have read all their minds.
Which, mind you, is a bit unusual because most of that group's exploits, except for those, like the story of exactly what happened at the Fountain of Life, isn't well told.
I mean, the last people who were there were a bard who's going to embellish, a giant crocodile guy called Varg who's going to call it a fucking like a pool, and that's about the only description you get. And the other two have gone missing. Yeah, one person rides an ostrich, so can't trust anything he is.
Who could reasonably be sworn to secrecy.
Mm-hmm.
The ostrich?
Yes.
Actually, I forgot who the fourth was in that for that adventure. We kept switching out fourths all the time.
That was Nemethra still.
Okay.
So priestess of a god who will most definitely not fucking tell you. So.
Yes. And yes, Julius, a halfling cavalier whose bonded mount was a cassowary.
Who could transform into a golden cassowary that could fly, speak, and resurrect people, and heal them.
Yes, a half-angelic cassowary.
But not all the time. You just turn into one.
Sure, why not?
That's pretty much everyone's reaction. I don't blame them at all.
Aaliyah was the group's spellcaster.
And she was a bard. Varg was the other spellcaster, and he sucked for the longest time.
Druid with a wisdom score of 10.
He couldn't cast for shit for a long time.
Well, the Blood of Dragons boon helped her.
Yes. So, as far as the door itself, there is no visible keyhole, but imprinted on its front are 5 shallow circular impressions, equally spaced in a ring about the center of the door.
You think we could send a sending to whoever sent us the sending in order to ask them the fuck do we open the door with?
If somebody had it prepared.
Don't look at me, I'm the dwarf.
Yeah, why didn't you have it prepared?
Yeah, come on, guys, get on the ball.
I fucking hate you all. Listen, I can open the door my way, or you guys can open the door your way. I'm giving you a chance to open it your way.
I'm going to examine these impressions. I'll throw out a perception first.
I mean, Fulton can go over and look at it as well. He's got perception. Perception is a whiz skill, after all.
Yep.
Stop whizzing on the door.
It says friendship is magic.
Cool. Lyndall, you don't notice anything about these impressions other than the fact that they are circular and evenly distributed about a circle. Doesn't seem to be anything else about it, any other kinds of markings on the door. Fulton, on the other hand, notices that there does seem to be some thin traced lines inside those circles, but they they just seem to be sort of spiral shapes inside each.
With him telling me, well, does he tell me this?
He'd mentioned their spiraling ridges, yeah.
I'm going to look closer and see if I can notice them this time.
No, you just can't make them out. You're must have spent too much time reading books in the dark.
I don't see him. Let me put on my specs.
I guess Shinalair is going to come over. I might as well look too. Oh yeah, great roll.
Yep. That's a metal door. That's a marble wall. Those are circles. I don't know.
That's a wizard.
She's gonna knock.
Okay.
Wait, so describe those again. There are 5 indents.
Yep, 5 small circular impressions in the door.
And they're like have swirls on the inside?
Equally spaced around a circle, and Fulton says that there's spiral patterns in them. But before you go anywhere with that,
she's gonna lose a hand.
Shinolar, are you left or right-handed?
She's right-handed.
Okay. You lean past the others, shrug, reach out, and knock. Lindahl and Fulton, roll reflex. Okay, and Lindahl, do you have any spell resistance on you?
Never.
Okay.
Do I need one? I'm trying to take cover.
Nope. Pardon? No, you haven't mentioned you're anywhere near the door.
Yeah, I know. I'm taking cover away from the door behind like a conveniently shaped rock.
Yep, dwarf-shaped rock. Pardon me.
Oh, you're examining it.
Fulton
He was
does
carving
have
it into
spell
that shape.
resistance.
Use the tokens on loot and inventory. Fulton, you get to halve that.
Fulton does have spell resistance.
And so does she, but I'm not sure if it can just bypasses it.
Yeah, how much spell resistance?
29.
19.
It doesn't matter on either of you.
Lovely.
I have a ring of energy shroud electricity. Need to look up how much that is.
When the smoke clears, you discover that there is a new patch of lightning-burned ground exactly where Shinolar's feet were. She's now lying on the ground 20 feet away, but, where her feet were.
Going check on the drow.
She alright? That was bright as hell.
Yeah, I get to take 10 off of that.
Okay.
So,
I'm just wearing it because I found something better.
That didn't work. Whatever you tried.
So there's little indentations, huh? And 5 of them?
Yep.
Well, I'm going to risk damage by putting my fingers in them.
You place one finger in them, with your eyes pinched close, and nothing seems to happen. You spread the rest of yours out, one in each of them. It's a little bit of a wide stretch, but you can just make it. And as you put your fifth digit against it, you feel the wall the metal just turn cold, frigidly cold, but not bad enough to hurt. Just very cold. And nothing else seems to happen.
Cool.
Do you want me to blow the door now?
That'd be
Not sure that would convince it.
idea.
That was a me pun.
You're welcome.
Well, it's not hurting you for trying, Lindahl.
Maybe it doesn't like humans.
Maybe. Let me try.
I back off and let him try.
Fulton will put his fingers into the holes.
Gloved or bare?
He'll take his glove off.
Oh, you shouldn't have done that, man.
Maybe not, but
You
Now you're
place
gonna
your
get the door
digits against the indentations, one at a time, and as you reach to get the last one, you feel the door begins to feel warm to the touch, but not painfully so.
Lindahl, how did it feel to you?
Cold.
It's warm for me.
So, Yelot are now trying to determine whether or not its temperature means anything?
Hey, dwarf, come stick your fingers in this.
Yeah, I need to think about that one. Let's see. The elf got lightning bolted out of existence, so yeah, I totally want to come over there and have a taste of that.
She's still here.
Yeah, but she ain't covered in gunpowder.
Then set the gunpowder aside.
Oh yeah, how about you set your entire magical ability aside for 5 minutes?
I
Well,
can
that's
do
impossible.
that, but why would I?
See? There you go. Why would I?
Maybe to not get exploded.
Yeah, I'm doing that just fine from here.
Fulton's going to twist his fingers in the holes.
Like with them against, just sort of rotate your
Yes.
fingers.
Yes, try and see if that does anything at all.
Nothing seems to happen. After a few different combinations and attempts, nothing seems to change.
Fulton will just speak up at the door. Could we come in, please?
Nothing seems to happen.
Lindahl, try again, see if you get the same result.
Sure, I put my fingers in it.
Fulton will back away.
Lindahl, although you can still feel you can feel the heat of the door slowly dissipating away from Fulton's trying, but as you put your fingers against it, the door quickly turns ice cold again.
I may regret this. Let me attempt.
It seems to do the same thing for each person, at least.
Shinalar, you step forward, place your fingers against the door, against the indentations in the door. Gingerly at first, you did just have that hand nearly blown off after all. And as you put your fifth digit against it, you hear a soft hum, and then the door simply turns transparent and seems to disappear.
I guess it likes drow.
Huh, who would have guessed?
Well, ladies first.
Wait. Can she still feel the door?
Nope. It seems to dissolve from under your touch.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
I think she'll head in then.
Really quick, before that happens, people got hurt.
I'll choose to take 41 damage.
How about you don't? Also, you're not undead.
I can fix that.
You can take feats to be treated as undead.
I get my charisma mod to my, health at that point. That'd be nice.
Oh. By the way,
Uh,
Garazin should be fully healed up. There you go.
There's
Yeah.
feats for evil clerics, so they can be treated on, so they can have negative energy affinity and heal themselves with their negative channels.
Yep.
And there's spells like Undead Form 1 through 3.
Yep.
Mostly favorites of alchemists, that one. With beyond the door, you see poorly lit but nevertheless illuminated, clean white marble hallways leading to the left and right.
Well, when in doubt, go left.
Bombard, are you joining the others?
Yeah, might as well go doom myself with them. Sorry, there's a fountain I need to try smoking. Think I'm kidding? No, I'm gonna try that shit.
Uh-huh.
Turns out that's how you try to become the Lord of Acid Death, so he has to shoot himself.
That would be a very strange way of doing it, but alright.
You four make your way in.
Yeah, like he said, when in doubt, go left.
When in doubt,
You
split
fight-
the party 4 ways.
Punch. Punch.
Actually, that seems like a plan. Let's do it.
Turn to the other direction. Punch. No.
You mean swing your fist wildly in the air where you heard Lindall's voice come from?
More
I
or
want to
less.
bring something up out of character.
Yo,
That was an alignment door, right?
yes it was.
Mm-hmm.
Lindahl told Fulton he got a different response.
Assuming Fulton figures it out.
Yes, but if
Sure,
Fulton
it's for
told
us,
you
You
to
know,
hear
it
it
only
out.
opens for women.
Yes, I know, but if Fulton never figures it out, this is gonna be fun.
You've had a lot of hints so far. I mean,
You've got some
He
clues.
has. He's just gotten nothing concrete where that would be.
I'm treated as true neutral, and next level I'm going to be treated as lawful good if I want to be.
Mm-hmm.
Or next time I get a feat, when is that?
It might be the level after 20th. Because next level is 20th for us, I believe.
Yeah, I think
is.
21 is the next feat, because I'm going to take the alignment one next, which lets me be mechanically treated as lawful good if I want to be.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it makes it so I'm mechanically treated as whichever is beneficial to me.
I get a great thing next level.
HP?
Do you get that every level?
An increase
you
to one of your saves?
God damn it.
You lot enter the temple, turn left, and Garazin, most hesitant to enter this unfamiliar place that seems willing to just zap anyone who doesn't knock with the correct password, notices that as he crosses the threshold, the door reappears.
Odd. Well, not that odd, but different. Alright, let's keep going.
The air in here is damp and rich with all kinds of scents. Like it smells like there's many incenses burned here, but you don't see any
Some good
sign
shit in this
of
place.
such. Yes, some good shit in this place. And as you walk down the hall, it proceeds for maybe 100 feet straight before it takes a right turn, about where you expect it to go if it's a hallway going around the perimeter of the building. From what you saw of it outside. And you see on the inner wall, it's covered in murals of all kinds of scenes, with various scenes depicting all manners of creatures, some very unfamiliar and some passingly familiar. Anyone who would like to may roll knowledge religion.
Well, considering that's Fulton's thing,
That's your jam.
looking forward to the Cookie Monster part of the temple.
I'm throwing one out too, and I got a freaking. What is it with me rolling 2s on my knowledge rolls?
I have no idea. Nevertheless, you beat Fulton by 1. Okay. The both of you recognize some of these as depictions of various creation myths. There's depictions of various gods there. And as you walk around this hallway, following it around, looking for any entrances or doors further inwards, you both begin to pick out a pattern that there's several gods you don't see depicted here. You don't see any representations at all of Gozra, even though you're seeing the creation of life and nature all over the place. You're not seeing any depictions of let's see here. Oh, you're seeing depictions of Dobral, and you haven't yet seen any of... Didn't turn into Zonkuthon, he turned into that other name, didn't he? Or is it Zonkuthon I'm thinking of?
Oh, you mean the crazy torture deity?
Yes.
I don't remember his name, sorry.
Hey, that's my jam.
Yes, Dubral turned into Zonkuthon.
Okay, I did get that right.
Just like I turned into a beautiful butterfly.
Not really the same thing.
Yeah, more like a Butterfree.
Still beautiful. Butterfree!
Free
Okay,
butter?
yes.
Where's Paula Dean?
I have no comment, you're all nerds.
Probably making some racist comments somewhere.
Probably.
So yes, you're seeing depictions of Dobral, not Zonkuthon, so these are definitely very early myths, before Dobral fled to the dark pastry dark pastry. Fled to the dark tapestry.
Is that like the Dark Crystal, but way better tasting?
I was actually hoping this mythology had a dark pastry in it.
The dark tapestry, the dark places in between planes. And there he, from there, he eventually returned as Zonkuthon.
Don't talk to me about the dark tapestry. I'm a tapestry traveler. Thank you very much.
As a brief reminder to those who are not all the way up to speed on the Pathfinder theology, Shellin, the goddess of love, and Dobral was her brother. Let's see here. What was his actual portfolio there? There we go. They both shared the portfolio of beauty, art, love, and music. But after a conflict of unknown origin, Dobral left for the dark space between the planes, and when he came back, he was a bit disturbed. He came back as Zonkuthon, the god of pain, of torture.
My hero.
Whatever he found out there was fucked up.
In setting, it is in it. Actually, no. I should continue the way I was planning to here. So, you guys eventually find that you've circled the temple a full 180 degrees before you finally find a doorway that leads inwards to another hallway going left and right.
Going in.
I actually do feel the need to warn my teammates. I do know of another group that was brought here in the past by the ministry. Nothing that they did has been published, so I'm guessing dangerous things abound.
Make sure my gun is loaded.
That
The
seems
last
entirely
idiot who came
difficult.
in here apparently just balled things to death with his hands, so I'm pretty sure the gun will work.
I know about this because of my creepy stocking.
Don't say that in character. That could be the end of you.
What? I was just following a woman without her knowledge and having my invisible magical spies check on her. There's nothing creepy about it.
Except everything.
You follow this passage around, and you can hear the rush of water echoing down the halls as you travel, and you see more murals. And this time, they show events that are completely unfamiliar to you. If you're reading these murals correctly, it seems to show that Pharasma was at one point responsible for the creation of life. She was involved in all points of the cycles of mortal life, from birth to death to afterlife and back. And something went wrong, something that's not depicted clearly here, but through some accident, through some misintention, perhaps, at some point there were 6 demons of some kind, perhaps the first demon princes, unleashed, and they ravaged the early life that lived upon Golarion, which at this time did include races of man, elf, and dwarf who knew that the gods existed. They did not know them merely through worship, but they saw their very forms frequently upon the face of the planet.
Better times. Better times. Back then, you could bitch the guy in charge directly to his face, and you could wonder why we can't anymore.
You'd still get smote, but...
Yeah, but at least you got to say it to his face. I stopped doing that because that's all they ever did.
I'm sure Gorazin can't actually meet the tests to know this stuff, so I'm going to relate this to him.
Yeah, I wouldn't know any of this. You'd have to tell me it.
Shenelar, do you have any no religion ranks?
She does not, no.
Well, you're telling everyone, it's story time.
And some kind of war broke out after the demons were imprisoned over something. It is always depicted as simply this bright white circle, this bright white spot, or sometimes a star painted on the walls.
I'm gonna smoke that.
And always within arm's reach of Pharasma, some kind of war broke out, and one of the gods, an ascended elf known as...
Of course it's a fucking elf. It's always a fucking elf. Okay, how did the elves ruin everything?
Whack.
Ow!
Known as...
Let me finish my story.
A rodent.
Alright, sorry.
One known as a rodent. Oh, pardon me, he was human. He was an Aslanti human.
Okay, so just the humans ruined everything. That's not as bad.
Whack.
Yep.
Right there!
The war came to an end sometime very soon after Aroden died. But Aroden and Abadar were on Pharasma's side of this war that was between all of the gods living of that time. And it begins to look really bad for whatever happened when you notice that even Norgober was on the side of the other gods against Pharasma and Abadar and Aroden. Norgober being a neutral evil deity,
Kinda weird.
whose domains include knowledge, trickery, and death.
Well, as far as I can tell, me God was on the side of fuck Pharasma, so I can't argue with that.
Your
Oh,
god
yeah.
being?
Oh,
Your
well,
god
the creator. Well, creator of all dwarves, naturally. I mean, I don't have a choice on that one. If you created all dwarves, thereby...
That's Torag, right?
I believe Tarog is the settings one, yes.
Yes, father of dwarven kind.
I mean, if he says a thing, I better jump.
Ah, yes. After the war came to a sort of ceasefire, all of the gods assembled to give judgment upon something that they believed Pharasma had done, and she was separated from this star of something, of this energetic thing, and it was turned into Gozra.
So the shiny thing is life? Or nature?
Apparently.
It's the portals of the Golden Realm.
I may need a bigger pipe.
And from there on, every time in these murals you see Pharasma depicted, she is always depicted. She and Gozra are always depicted both holding both hands with each other, either crossed or in a circle between them.
Alright, so according to this...
To which I add, I think they're going to make out.
So, Gozra is nature/life, and Pharasma was once in charge of that, or had it, lost it because reasons, and now it's its own thing because reasons.
Because raisins, yes.
Yeah. The gods
Delicious
are fucking
raisins.
weird. Whatever, gods do what gods do. Let's hurry up and get to the fountain and find Pharasma.
Yes, the ancient wizards that call themselves gods had raisins, and now life is its own thing.
I wouldn't even call them wizards. Sorcerers, maybe.
And finally, you find another doorway that you seem to have gone 180 degrees about the temple, and you find another doorway that leads into a large chamber. In the middle of this chamber, there is a column of water that rushes by, apparently on the far side of a big cylinder of crystal glass. And there's stairways leading up both sides, leading up to a higher floor in the temple.
Alright.
I'm going to adopt my defensive posture by beginning to ride on Fulton's helmet.
Righto.
I'm gonna get my pipe out and march thoroughly, just with the kind of determination that only comes from Gorzan towards that pillar of water.
You bump into a wall of crystal glass.
I tap it.
It goes bink.
And now he tries to smoke it. Oh my
What
god,
material
somebody
is
had
this?
glass.
I rolled 2 different things to try and determine its material.
I just told you, it's crystal glass.
It appears
Yes.
to be crystal glass.
Just crystal glass?
Without any way to break it and see the pattern with which it spiderwebs.
Hammer is slowly drawn.
Fulton walks up behind him.
Damn it! Can't I just find out what it's made of?
No.
I can't get at it to...
You're not smoking it either.
You fucking watch me is what you're gonna do. Well, we're here. Where's the lady? Think we have to go up, you think?
Let's go up the
Presumably.
stairs.
Let's go up. Maybe there's an opening there.
You head up the stairs and find yourselves on a landing with the other stair going the other way around the column of water meets it at the top. And there is there's a small hallway out to the north into a room that's not very well lit, and you can't see its far end from where you are. Yes, I am including Mr. 120 feet of vision. You.
Alright, let's get going. Clearly it's a big freaking hall. Let's get walking.
I have dragon vision.
Good for you.
Rawr.
I really
You
like
had-
keeping my eyes on my head and not dragon behind me.
Ha!
Do you like dragons? Because I'm going to be dragging these nuts across your face.
And And these are the people I have to spend my time with. I start marching.
To be fair, you inspire the same response in them.
I didn't. It's
You
not
stride forward
hypocritical
a
if we
bit.
all realize it.
And Mr. 120 feet of dark vision and most everything else is probably going to draw you up short, because there is a large open square chamber on this level. It doesn't seem to have any other architecture about it, but at the far side there is several large, like about 10 or 12 foot long, chunks of gobbeted meat torn asunder spread across the north wall of this room that all appear to be pieces of something that was once golden skinned.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That sounds
This-
like whatever killed that was fearsome.
So what's there? Golden corpse.
This is to see if
Possibly
any kind of
crocodilian in nature.
planar creature has golden skin like that.
As soon as you get closer, you won't need a knowledge check to figure it out.
I get closer. I'm brave.
You begin to cross the room, and it becomes quite obvious to all of you that someone seems to have killed a elder golden dragon by simply laying waste to it and chopping it into dozens of pieces.
Like with a sword?
The cuts look about that clean, yes.
So really clean cuts. So no, this wasn't Varg's doing.
Hmm.
Even if
It
Varg
was
had
not
claws that
torn
sharp, it
asunder.
wouldn't. Yeah, if Varg tears things, he doesn't slice. Huh. I take a look at, like, how big are the cuts? Like, what was the size of the sword
From
that
one
did
side
this?
all the way to the other, it was chopped into pieces.
Wow, that is a big fucking sword.
Is there much blood?
Everywhere.
How old is it?
Does time mean anything here?
Survival, or maybe a... No, if you want to make it a
I
heal
don't even
check,
need the
I'll need
specific
it.
time. Like, I'm just trying to ask if it's still.
Survival. Is the blood still wet and sticky?
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Also, what's it taste like?
Oh God, why?
It is not warm, but it stinks like decay in here, but it does not look like weeks old. Mind you, that might be really hard to might be a really
Time
false
not matter
guess,
here, yeah.
simply because you have seen no signs of life in this temple. There might not be anything that would scavenge upon or decompose a corpse like this.
It may never actually decompose. It may just be here eternally. Alright, so two things. One,
First, we should eat this
whatever
dragon.
killed that is, big. Two, I need to see if it still has its luck stone, because that's important.
Luck
Oh.
stone?
Every gold dragon that ever exists carries, well, tends to carry. They can
Just
give it
stay
away, I
away from my
suppose.
luck stones.
Shush. Gold dragons are known commonly to carry a small bit of enchanted bauble, usually your sapphire, ruby, just, whatever. And they enchant it with the power of luck. Works a lot like a luck blade, just it's a ruby or whatever. They keep them to themselves usually. They only give them away to really important folk. And if it's been taken, that's bad because usually it can be used for really nasty juju, is my point.
Garazin starts searching over the body.
Usually they keep it in their scales around the neck. They just tuck it there, so.
Yep. He
I'm
starts
hoping it's still
searching
there.
near the still mostly intact head.
He does explain
however,
why,
yes. Lindal. Your check was sufficient to determine that this is not merely a gold dragon, but a sovereign dragon.
Oh my.
Oh, they're different. Gorson can't tell, so.
You,
Especially when it's a corpse. Pieces.
I don't want to fight whatever killed it then.
It is
Well,
a
I can't find
sovereign dragon
anything.
of at least very old stature.
Do you inform us of that?
Lindahl is aware of it.
Well, I'm asking if he does.
Not yet.
Alright, I keep fruitlessly searching for a thing that's not going to be there.
Yikes. Well,
I don't fuck with sovereign dragons. They will crush you.
hey, Fulton, do you have Speak with Dead prepared?
Maybe.
Because dragons are intelligent.
I can prepare it.
I'm just seeing if there's any limitation that stops it from being on. Nope.
That's a level 3 cleric spell?
Yep. I'm just seeing if there's any limitation that stops it from working on dragons, but nope.
I mean, yeah, I can prepare it. I have 3 empty spell slots for level 3.
Okay, you prepare that. We're gonna ask the dragon what the hell happened.
That's a pretty good idea.
Well, Fulton will spend the requisite amount of time praying then. Let me know if anything interrupts that.
You guys set up. While Fulton is praying, you guys notice that a large portion of the dragon's body is actually covering, like you can just see it poking out from under the bulk of the pieces of the dragon's chest. There appears to be some kind of circle on the floor.
I'll go inspect that. Also, I'm going to take a single scale from this thing, just in case.
I'm going to inspect it as well.
Yeah, might as well.
Relevant knowledge.
It appears to be some kind of teleportation circle, but it is currently it is discharged or maybe inactive. You might be able to activate it, but right now it wouldn't do anything.
Right, I'm going to take that scale off this dragon, and I'll probably get it identified at the very least.
Then he's gonna smoke it.
I'm not going to smoke it.
Yeah, that's
I'm
the
gonna
second
smoke this
scale he
piece.
takes.
Yeah, see? Hey, so you got it. Second scale I'm going to smoke.
What tools do you have that might help you separate a scale from this dragon?
What tools don't I have?
It's kind of important. I'm more thinking, what is the
What a mithril
quality
knife
of tools
and a pair
that
of
you have?
tongs. Well, I have
A what knife?
mithril knife and a pair of tongs. We'll try. So I have
Alright.
something to grip it with, and then a knife to actually separate it.
I'm not sure you can pierce hide with that.
I don't know either.
Make me a strength check. You're the one who asked.
Yeah.
You find yourself unable to pierce the overlapping scales to separate one from another.
And this is why I carry the adamantine knife. Alright, let's try again. Do you need another strength check, or does the adamantine get through?
Nope.
No, I don't need a strength check, or...
It does not.
Oh, alright.
I don't think you're gonna be able to break one off.
Is there happen to be any, broken scales thrown about from slicing clean through it?
That'd work.
Grazin, do you want to attempt slicing a patch of hide loose from the inside? Like starting at an opening where it has been cut open.
Yeah, I'll see if I can do that.
Garazin, you are aware this is a sovereign dragon, right?
A what, dragon?
It's a sovereign dragon. Those scales aren't gonna fetch you anything.
I don't want the scales to fetch me anything. 2 reasons.
Are
1.
you gonna make it into soup?
No. 2 reasons. 1. I want the scale identified. Well, if you know it's Song of Dragon, that part's out, I guess. But this might be someone's friend, maybe, and you only need a piece of someone to resurrect them. I can't take a finger, it's bigger than I am, so I'm settling for a patch of scale. I mean, we're supposed to meet Pharasma, right? It'd be kind of nice of us to, like, hey, Pharasma, your friend got killed. Do you want to fix that? You are Pharasma.
Pharasma doesn't need a bit of the scale to resurrect him.
I don't know, it's a gesture. And maybe we have to do it. Odds are weird. In fact, I'm of the opinion if she didn't want him dead, he wouldn't be dead at all, but, you know, I'm trying here. And hey, maybe she won't want anything to do with him, and I'll get him resurrected on my own time for the sake of, you know, goodwill towards the dragon.
Is that even a male dragon?
I don't know. Him, her, does it really matter? It's big enough to probably kill me and burn down most of what I know, and I'd rather not happen.
Knowledge Dungeoneering. Is that a male dragon? Actually, I don't think that's... I think that's arcane for dragons.
Dragons are arcane.
Yes, it is. Nevertheless, your checks are all the same, and the answer is yes.
It is a male dragon.
Alright, there. See, I want to be on the good side of a male dragon that's big enough to cause significant amounts of problems if he gets pissed off. And whatever did this probably pissed him off.
You can also inform Garazan, if you like, that sovereign dragons don't breathe fire. They do sonic damage.
Oh yeah, that's worse. That'll blow up buildings. Fuck that.
They gotta go fast.
Anyway, so I'm gonna keep working at getting like a scale or chunk of hide or whatever I can work with.
Okay. I'm just going to just remind you for the sake of your own peace of mind that you already used your one-a-day cleanliness shirt.
I don't mind being... I'm already gonna be covered in this thing's blood by walking into the room.
So when you walk in the room, do you like roll around?
No, as soon as I went to inspect the body, the thing is probably actively like covered in gore, and yeah, it's gonna get on your hands at the very least.
And that's the part where we cast Speak with Dead on the dragon, and it's like, I'm not talking to you, you're trying to take my scales.
That's actually, I was actually thinking that.
Well, I needed to resurrect you, you picky bastard.
Garazan, you find an edge where the dragon has been cut open and begin working at pulling loose some scales. Before you have finished that, however, Fulton, your prayers have been met. You have the powers you requested.
Wait a second, dragons have hordes. Does anyone see a huge pile of money anywhere?
No.
Damn it.
Alright. It's a sovereign dragon.
Do they not carry hordes? The dragons, aren't they?
They do have blackjack, though.
Oh, well, that'll do.
And hookers.
Yeah, horse.
Yeah, that's what I said. Hordes. Get it? Lol.
We're ready to try and speak with him.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I'll hold off on this then.
Garazan pulls his blood-soaked arm out of the body part he was cutting.
How do you think someone gets a scale off a creature? Because that's not how you get a scale off a creature.
You were unable to get your knife even between the scales, let alone pierce them. So you go around to a cut open section, and you are trying to cut the skin that those scales are affixed to the outside of.
I wouldn't need to be arm deep in the fucker to do that.
And that's when he sticks his hand up the dragon's throat.
Each
And
scale
it's like,
is
hello,
as
brother.
long as your forearm.
I have tools.
Yeah,
I don't need
you
to stick my
described
hand
the
in
tools
there.
you had, and none of them were helpful.
No, I have a lot more than just those. Like, he asked for a set of tools for that particular job, and I gave him. In this case,
And I
I
was more concerned about the quality of these tools than their actual nature. The fact you have an adamantine knife is what kept your tools from breaking off the first time you tried.
Blah.
Anyways, Fulton, yes, you are ready to cast such.
Yes, so let's try and speak with Dead.
You spend another 10 minutes and begin casting it.
Yes, isn't that a great casting time?
I go right back to fucking getting the piece off.
Getting what off?
You know, the
piece.
chunk of either
Yep,
scale
yep,
or
yep.
hide that I'm going to use to either
Your piece.
resurrect this thing.
Alright.
So you're breaking off a piece?
Sure, yes, I'm going to smoke it. What's your point? Gotta smoke myself up a sovereign dragon. Gonna get royally high.
Well, usually I
Awesome.
like my dragons to be able to give consent before I do that, but whatever.
Grazin, roll me a wisdom check to find out whether or not you successfully managed to not break a piece off of the of that ass. You found an arm to pull this scale off.
There.
Girl, you must be a
Okay.
Kit Kat, because I want you to break me off a piece.
Fulton. Meanwhile, in more dignified territory, Fulton,
Thankfully.
you find the head is pretty much intact. I mean, there's most of one of the mane of horns has been bisected by probably whatever same blow removed the head from the majority of the neck.
Oh,
But the head
Fulton,
is-
do you... Oh, sorry.
The head is mostly intact, so you cast the spell upon it.
Oh, Fulton, do you speak Draconic?
No.
I do, actually. Go figure.
You do now.
Alright, so problem solved.
Okay, sure.
Lindahl applies his tongues to Fulton, and
You.
Okay, is
I'm
he
sorry, it
green
seems to
apple
be our
or
job
lime
to-
flavored?
What,
Alright,
sour
there is-
plus? He's totally flavored after, what's it called? Sour green. Crab apple, there it is.
okay. The eyes that were frozen open in death begin to flutter slowly, and the tongue begins twitching, but it does not speak.
Oh, wait, I'll poke it?
I won't speak till you ask it questions. That's how the spell works.
I don't know.
What happened to you, Great Dragon?
I'm pretty sure he got killed.
The head, which is laying on its side, the eyes swivel to look at you, and the jaw and lips begin to move slowly, but no voice seems to come.
Alright, hold on, let me help him with this. Does this thing have a jaw still?
It has an intact jaw and mouth, yes.
Weird, it should have no problem then.
Bloodied, but
It's got its jaw. It's got its tongue,
and
right?
its head has been severed about 4 feet below the back of the skull.
Yeah, he's got plenty of room. There's no reason he should be able to talk.
Does he have something in his mouth?
Good idea. I'm gonna go check.
Yes, a dwarf.
Open up, fuckhole. Dentist is here. Come on, open.
Garazin, simply standing in front of the thing, you can see clear through to the top of the stump of neck that is several meters behind the head.
It's possible it just passed its will save and doesn't want to answer.
That's quite possible. I'll explain who we are. Here to save the world and all that business.
We are here to travel to see Pharasma.
We found your dead-ass body.
And yes, as the dwarf says, we found you quite destroyed. in this
We're concerned
building
because it
with
might do the
Fountain
same
of
to
Life.
us.
The lips and mouth begin to work again, but no sound comes forth. Lindal, is Draconic on your actual list?
Yes, it is. It was one of my first languages.
And what's funny, it's on my list too, like actual list. I completely
Alright.
blanked on that.
Each of you may roll linguistics.
Linguistics to read lips.
Okay, you've got this then.
Yes, Lindal's 34 probably beats whatever you've got.
Yeah, I'm not even
44.
gonna bother. I can only add a 4 and
Yeah.
add d20.
Yeah,
He's got this.
Yes, 34 bonus, yes. Lindal, you try to read its lips, and it is difficult to make out. You can only make out the grander words, not much else in between. But it seems to just be over and over saying the same thing. Temple violated.
Temple violated.
Yeah.
He's stuck on repeat?
Ask him who violated the temple.
Who violated the temple?
I got my notebook out and a pen.
They might just consider us the violators.
And certainly, but we didn't do this to him, so clearly we're going to be on the list of a long list of people. Or a short list.
It appears to be saying mortals.
Oh yeah, that's descriptive.
I think he
How
was
many
right.
mortals?
One.
Ah, crap on a biscuit. That's going to be a problem then. Species, maybe?
How many questions do you get? Because so far
It's
we've
2 per caster level.
Yeah, we've blown through 3 already. So
Well,
No,
ask
sorry,
him-
it's one
A
question,
question
per 2
caster levels.
Okay, so we got to be smart about this.
So like
Oh, so
9.
so we're
I
screwed.
think.
You've gone through 4 so far. So
We should really ask what species or the name of the guy at least or something, because we can't
Might not
it's
know
just
the name.
mortal.
it's limited to its own knowledge, so it might not have even been able to know the species.
Good point. And there's no way it could show us a picture either.
Yeah, I would assume that if it could have been more specific, it would have.
Mortal 1. Well, mortal is not very descriptive, so but we can cross out dwarf, elf, and so on, because I'm going to assume he knows what those are.
We could ask him how it managed to kill him. That might give us an idea of what at least the capabilities.
Yeah, how, magic or sword. It looks like it was
Yeah.
done by a sword, but...
How did it kill you?
it mutters a single word in Draconic, which, as best as Lindal can translate it, means divine aid.
Okay, divine magic. Scribble that down. So far we have divine magic. Definitely a mortal creature, but not one that's recognizable to a very powerful ancient creature.
How are you doing this?
How am I doing what?
You can't pass the read lips check.
Yes, Lindal's the only one who knows.
I know, you're saying it. I'm writing it down. You mean you're informing us, I hope. And I'm the only one here supposed to
I'm
carry...
informing Fulton.
Okay, well, then I listen
In what
and
language are
write
you
it
informing
down.
Fulton?
Draconic, obviously. No.
Deziriac.
Yeah, he can inform whatever language he
Why are you
wants.
being an asshole just to be an
'Cause I
asshole?
have-
I'm trying to write this stuff down so we have it written down.
He casts tongues on me, so I can understand whatever language he wants
Okay,
to
then
use.
Fulton can
'Cause it's
repeat it
fun.
again.
It's not fun. It's being an asshole for being an asshole's sake.
It's also speeding up the Q&A period. Fulton, you think you have 2 questions left. You're not sure how many you asked it while it was unable to respond properly.
Let's see if let's see if it knows how to get the transporter circle running, because I'm sure that's where the guy went.
Do you want to ask if that's where he went?
Well, if we only have 2 questions.
I vote we ask how to get the... There's no other way to continue, so
And
I
out
vote
of-
we ask how to get that
As I
working.
mentioned, out of character, yeah. There's only so many places it could have gone. If it, basically, it's one of those situations. If it went somewhere other than the teleport circle, we probably can't get to it. So ask how we get that working.
Alright. How can we get that teleportation circle working?
it mulls that over for a moment. The eye that's facing you, Fulton, narrows and then widens, and the pupil opens wide, and you get the distinct impression that it's searching you for something. And then finally, it returns its eye to normal and says, "Claw."
Like the whole thing? That's heavy as shit.
Fulton's gonna look at Lindahl.
It said claw. I don't know.
What do you say?
Claw.
So he said claw. Like the whole thing, because that thing's gigantic. Not that claw.
Well, we have one question left.
I guess we could ask it how to kill the thing, or something like that, I suppose. We were going to ask, did it go through the portal? I mean, that's pretty important.
We had a whole conversation about how if it went somewhere else, we wouldn't be able to get to it.
I know, I'm
If
throwing
we can't
out
think of a better question, though, that's the default safety one.
I mean, just in case it decided, I mean, if it's, so we know whether or not it's on the other side to kill us, you know? I mean, yeah, my only other question I can think of is, did you put up a good fight? Because I can determine whether or not that thing just got its ass handed to it, or there's an actual fight.
Can anyone think of another question to ask besides if it went through the portal?
Well, the only
You do
thing
have
is-
minutes to think of one, so yeah.
What's its favorite pizza?
Okay, here's the one I think of. Did you put up a fight? Like, did it just completely kill you in, like, one go, or what?
The only other thing I could think of asked is if it, where anything would, like, some way of wording it, whether it has any kind of assistance that it could give us, like, stored magic goods to defeat whatever took it down.
Where's your horde? We want it.
Well, not exactly, but this seems probably outside of our realms here.
Okay, is there any assistance you could render unto us, I suppose? It's not a terrible question.
Well, then it could just answer yes and then dies and stops talking again.
Good point.
You can't form it into yes-no answer.
Is there anything of use that you can give us? No, just give us yes again. Damn it! Where are the closest useful items that you could give us?
What aid could you give us in avenging you, perhaps?
That might be worded, right? I mean, you could just... Yeah, okay, yeah, I thought that sounds good.
And then it gives you a band-aid.
Hey, I'll take it. Could be a mythic band-aid, you don't know.
The mythic band-aid of healing.
Could be a band-aid to cast heal once a day. That'd be a really useful band-aid.
It also gets really hairy and gross.
Every time you
So-
tear it off, it heals 1d8 plus 8.
You know, one of these days, these sessions are gonna make my head explode.
Well,
What will
the
it
dragon
sound
beat you to that.
We shall make sure you are properly memorialized.
Alright, well, we have our question, so...
Do we? Which one are we going with?
Well, it was either,
it-
did this thing kill you in one shot or no, or what aid could you possibly render unto us, or however he worded it.
Why are you such a sexy bitch?
Fortunately, Fulton's the one who has to ask the questions here.
Hmm. Yeah, if the dragon was obligated to answer these other two, I think it would have tried to kill us all, somehow.
It's not obligated to answer.
Step into my jaw.
I think
wait.
aid might be most helpful.
Oh wait, I played this game. We just need to bring a time shift stone to it.
Back in just a moment.
Okay.
I would just go with the aid.
And there's my contribution to the pile of random fucking claw jokes we seem to be making for no reason.
I'll get
What, you don't
next
want a
time,
power
Gadget.
claw?
Do you want the giant claw?
I'll get you next time, Gadget.
I think mine might be the stupidest.
Everyone's Biebering. So, while they're gone, what's your favorite Justin Bieber song?
The one where he died.
I bet it's
Ditto.
Baby.
I like the one where he's not popular anymore.
It's Eeny Meeny. Oh, well, he's been playing that song for like 2 years, so it's fine.
I like the one where people realize he was a douchebag when he spit on people from a balcony.
And back. Something about a balcony.
Who hasn't spit on people from a balcony?
Me?
Me.
You haven't lived them.
Justin Bieber's bodyguards.
Alright, sure, why not?
I used to throw
Ask the
paper airplanes
question
off
so
a
we can
balcony.
get on with it.
Well, now we're missing another person.
Damn it.
I used to throw paper airplanes off a balcony at people.
Did you write like horrible things in them so when they opened them they got insulted as well?
No, but that would have been fun. You like
Just-
men or don't like men. Whatever's the opposite of your actual preference.
Tah.
Here, I was going to just go for something like your shoelaces are untied. On a paper airplane. Toss it out 90th story window.
Oh my god, they are! This guy this guy knew the future.
It only works that one time out of like 1,000, but when it does, oh, the payoff's perfect.
Hi, Brenda. That's like that one thing SF Debris did in a thing where he kept referring to the audience as Stan because he wanted to freak out the one guy who was...
Yeah.
I think Colbert did that one time too.
Yep.
Oh yeah, when he was talking about pot, yeah. Wanted to make the one guy named Bill who was smoking up watching his show really paranoid.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, are we ready to go yet?
I think we're still missing someone.
It is me. I am missing.
Yes.
Find yourself.
Yeah, I
Well, I
got
know
top of the
where I
mountain
am.
and start meditating.
I know where I am, I'm just not all here.
Just go to a marbles convention. They'll have what you're looking for.
People still play marbles?
Believe it or not, yes.
And yet I can't find anyone to play Pogs with.
Well, no one plays Pogs.
I didn't even play Pogs when I owned any.
I played Pogs. Pogs are awesome.
My cousins did, but no one at my school did. Partially because there was a reason no one at my school did. They nipped that in the they nipped all trading games in the bud out damn fast.
So you couldn't play Beyblade?
Nothing
Lame.
that has stakes. Nothing that you're supposed to give something to another player if you lose.
Oh, great. Now you can't play first edition Magic the Gathering.
Or Magic the Gathering roughly at all.
No, back in
In the
Back
first
in
edition, there was
first.
an ante.
yeah the formal rules did make it a trading card game, not a collecting card game.
Yeah, there was an ante, and everybody who was playing had to throw in. And some of the most douchebag cards were cards that affected the ante.
Mm-hmm.
Like there were cards that made each player add more to the ante or let a player take his stakes away.
Ouch.
What if you both play that and there's no stakes and you're just fucking around?
Okay.
Ooh, backseats.
No.
What?
No. All right, someone
late.
had a question. Fulton, what is the question?
Is
What is
there
the meaning of
any
life?
no? Is there any aid you'd be willing to give us?
Oh.
You didn't word that right. I was going to say yes and go away.
Oh, yeah. Well, you didn't tell me what the wording right was, did you?
We actually did.
Then why did you fucking say it again?
Because, I don't know, we assumed your int score was higher than 4. Sorry, Varg, I'll correct myself next time.
This is what happens when everybody has to go away for a few minutes.
And then my B beats him at chess. In fairness, that B was pretty smart.
Let's see here. I'm trying to properly interpolate between what this thing is able to say in its crippled, lungless state and what would actually be useful information to you.
And the thing it says is, I like big butts and I cannot lie.
Well, that is at least a single word in Draconic, but...
Wow, Baby Got Back's got to be a really boring song for them.
It has to be, yeah.
Just say Rosebud.
It was his sled. I just saved you 3 long, boring, boobless hours.
Well, now I need to be right back, but keep going.
The dragon, the dragon once again silently mouths. Southmost claw. And the light seems to disappear from its eye, and the tongue goes slack once more.
Well, that might be useful. I'm going to... Actually, doesn't somebody have a thing that lets them know the direction?
Well, given that there was no visible sun in the sky out there, you guys probably just arbitrarily designated one wall of this temple as north.
Yeah, fair enough. So I'm gonna check the dragon's southmost claw then.
The head is actually the southmost part of the of the dragon, and you start checking paws.
Oh my god, it's carrying candy bars. Snickers, M&Ms, everything's here.
Examining each of the limbs of the dragon, only a couple of which are still attached in any way to its bulk of its body, you find that one of the claws on it what was probably its rear left leg. The claw has this metallic sort of sheath or like some sort of delicate webwork of metal chain over it, kind of like a decorative hand glove might be.
Huh. Well, let's start desecrating the corpse by pulling this off of it. Is anybody actually strong enough to do that? Because I have a strength of 1 and I'm fine size.
Yeah, it's not happening for you.
Well,
I could summon up a Tyrannosaur and have it bite down on it and rip.
If we are talking a claw that is only like the about half the length, about half of Fulton's height here in length.
Fulton himself will try.
Well, yeah. Anyway, I let the group know that there's some sort of armoring on its claw back here.
Fulton, you after a few strong tugs, you find that it seems to come loose of the root of that claw and slides off with a clatter. It seems to hold its shape and underneath the claw is that it was on is pristine as you'd expect it to be if it was protected by this.
Oh, it's like the Goomba's shoe from Mario. Hop on in. Come on, would that not be an awesome item?
It certainly it certainly can't beat my cauldron.
Yeah, those things are a little broken. That's why I just use a tattoo.
Yeah. So you appear to be in the possession of the of an armored claw sheath.
Well, I might as well detect magic and do an identify check on it.
The sheath seems to be made of like it seems to be made like of a fine chain. Alternating links are made of silver and gold and something else. It is hella magical. You can tell that very quickly.
At return, what happened?
Yeah, but that roll was awful. I'm going to cast Identify and try again.
Alrighty. They asked what aid that the dragon could lend them, and they suggested that it look at one of its claws. They found some sort of armored sheath that was over that claw, and are trying to identify it. So identify, if I remember, it gives you a plus 10 or plus 20 on a.
10.
Yeah, I'm just checking.
Plus 10.
Yeah, it's plus
Okay.
10.
Go for it.
So I'm trying that again. That's better. 62.
Good lord. Yep. All right. Lyndall, you study it for a minute, and there is nothing active or really complex about it. It just seems to have a whole bunch of very small spells woven into it. Some of which you're hesitant to even or say are anything like the spells you know, but there's definitely a variety of spells tangled up in this thing. And more to the point, its basic enchantments seem to make it actually a ring of some sort.
You're back again, sorry.
Yep.
You know what? I could use them. I really could. I just have that stupid energy shroud ring I picked up forever ago that I'm wearing just because I have the open slot.
Hmm.
Try to figure out what it does, though, too.
Well, that's what I'm trying to.
Make
Identify
sure it's
the
not just
properties
some
of a
awesome-
magic item is 15 plus caster level.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out it's just like 5 million curses.
I'm assuming it's not 5 million curses.
It is
No,
not
it's more
5
like
million
10.
curses. There's definitely no curses here, but it is a lot of very small spells tangled together. You're not sure you could identify them with such cursory study.
Okay, well, I would like to hold on to this thing then. I'm going to run up and touch it and see what happens.
You fly over, stick your arm into it, and as soon as your hand touches the inside surface, it begins twisting and spiraling down until it wraps itself snugly about your hand.
Okay, I put my energy ring hand in because I don't want that displacing my magic item, my bonded item.
Ah,
That's what I would have
It,
done in the first place.
it closes around and wraps itself around your ring finger, and you hear a metallic crunch just as it forms itself into a sheath over your whole ring finger.
Ah, crap, my ring. Well,
You
I
don't-
guess I'm stuck with this now.
You don't feel injured, though.
Yeah, but I can't sell that now. Does wearing it give me any more of an idea what it does?
Nothing immediate seems to come to your senses. You don't feel yourself get buffer, and you don't feel any energy welling up within or anything. But the ring does sit there. The sheath does sit there and does pleasantly glow and hum every few seconds.
I am going to touch it to the teleportation circle.
Taking the wild stab in the dark, you float down, place your hand on that teleportation circle, and it flares to life.
Well,
Yay,
there
I
you go.
figured out an abstract puzzle.
But then again, the dragon did say, "How do we activate the circle?" Claw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna hold on to this for now and see what it does.
Yep.
And I guess we should move things out of the circle so we can use it.
There's enough room that one or two of you could stand on it at a time. It doesn't seem to have transited away the large chunk of body which sits on the circle, but also sits mostly out of the circle.
I
Well, all
thought
three-
Lindell goes last in case it turns off in between uses.
Well, we can all go at the same time. She sit on Gorazin's shoulders. I'll sit on Fulton. Two of us can.
Let's move the
two of us can
dragon.
stand on it.
This chunk of dragon is a little smaller than an house.
How about Lindell? No, wait, sorry. How about Fulton just holds Grazin up like a child? How about that?
I mean, it's possible.
Because I'm not standing anywhere where he can look up my robe.
Oh, was my book of? I'm just looking over my inventory here. Are my book of infinite spells and the evil book the same thing?
No, the Book of Infinite Spells is a book where you can open it and it will show you a random scroll that you can tear out and cast.
Right. And I'm still reading through the evil book. Okay, I remember.
Yep.
As a
Actually, I
note,
think,
if you
no,
ever...
you finished reading it. It contains all evil attributed spells, all
Oh,
evil
yeah,
tagged
right.
spells.
And out of
And,
character note,
you-
though, Brad,
Yep.
if you ever want to save action economy on that book, she can probably pass the check for the use magic devices regardless of what the scroll is.
Oh yeah. No, just okay, yeah. And the evil book is a spell book with every evil spell in it, right?
Yep.
That's just stuff from the sorcerer wizard list, right?
I suspect it also has the cleric stuff, but if it's only on the cleric list, you personally don't have access to it. Like if it's
Okay,
not
thanks.
on the sorcerer wizard list, you can't prepare it. So
Okay, I'm just checking over my inventory. I'll
Yep.
On the plus side, Rosin's obviously okay with this plan because he hasn't spoken up yet.
I believe he's not here.
That's the joke.
I don't care. I'm ruining the joke.
Why do you have to be the responsible person? No wonder your head keeps exploding.
I will push the dragon out of the way with my 1 strength and fine size.
I could try mazing a corpse.
I'll plane shift it.
If you could succeed at that, that would be amazing.
Badoom.
The target is one creature, so no.
Yeah, my heavy load right now is 1 pound.
Mm-hmm.
I was just
Teeny.
double checking.
Utini?
And tiny.
Fine size. I'm tiny, I'm toony, I'm all a little loony.
Well, if we seriously need to get this out of the way, I could probably summon like some mammoths and have it push. They could probably combine to do that.
That'll probably do it, yeah. Wait, your mammoths combined? They're Voltron?
Why not?
That's terrifying.
You need to get Voltron mammoths. We need to write this up.
They just touch trunks.
Yeah, the trunks wrap around each other and they form a giant mammoth robot.
Uh-huh.
Oh my god, a synthesis summoner really could be a Power Ranger, because they could summon something big and ride on its back.
Synthesis summoner can also just be broken.
Like a twig over someone's knee?
Oh, it's
No.
Yeah. Not as broken. My evil party had one in it. He got his ass handed to him pretty easy.
Was he doing it right?
He was a Power Ranger.
Yeah. Yeah, and looking at the progression more, although the synthesis is so cool, I don't really think it's an effective tree unless they take some fighter levels at lower levels.
Yeah, it's one of those. It's really good at lower levels, but evens out and drops off at later ones.
Pretty much.
I think that kind of describes summoner.
Summoner does turn into a summoner does become more and more of a one-trick pony as sorcerers race ahead of them in other abilities, but I don't think it's really a bad choice.
Well,
Yeah,
no.
their one trick is a good trick.
Yeah, I'm not saying they're bad. They're stronger right in that middle range, and then they start teetering down because magic becomes just more powerful.
Mm-hmm.
I made a synthesis summoner. It was for a Gestalt game with Mythic. It's a little powerful.
Yeah, I can see it working there nice.
My evil. Yeah, you guys weren't around for my evil party. They had a Vitalist in the party, who most of the time didn't bother coming into the room with them. The Vitalist trick at later levels is making it so people don't have individual HP anymore. The whole party has 1 bar.
I should probably get some more caffeine.
Well, I don't want you guys to go through that circle until Skullhat's back because, well, among other things, his character has important obligations, and Brad does know what room is up ahead if his memory is working.
It's not. I actually completely forget most of this.
Nothing works.
As I recall, that was quite some time ago, so... I do remember us fucking around in the actual temple more, though. Because, yeah, the first time we came here, it was a maze filled with crap. I think we just bypassed most of it.
You had to deal with most of that maze. However, part of the motivation for that maze being there last time was because I needed an excuse to let two of you grind out one more level.
Level
Just a
grinding.
lot of-
Woo.
The lot of you were running a little asymmetric at the time.
Oh, yeah, because people kept missing things, so they were only getting half HP, half XP. And at that time, Aaliyah was the only character who had never missed a session, so she was ahead of everybody.
Not by much, considering that her higher XP count was giving everyone else an XP percentage boost, but it was still enough. Yes, that Scorchy's character, can't remember what her name was
I returned.
behind. Hey, you're back.
Sorry for the length you had
what?
to go.
I
And
have to wake
yeah.
up. What?
And
Alright,
that's one
I'm
of the
here
reasons
now.
why Aaliyah was so epic, was because she was ahead of everybody in level.
Alright, well, you stopped for some reason, so something happened?
Yes,
We're waiting for
Yeah.
you.
yes, waiting for you.
Thank you. I said you didn't have to. What?
What we're doing next kind of needs everyone here.
So,
They didn't
something
have
important is
to.
happening.
I needed to.
Oh, okay, so what input does the dwarf need to put here? Do you mean to be racist at something, or?
I'm
I don't
sure you
need
will
to
succeed,
be,
but
yes.
I have opened the teleportation circle.
Oh, okay.
And
Cheers,
destroyed
everyone,
my
let's go
energy
die.
shroud ring.
So we need to have Fulton carry you like a pretty little babe.
yeah, there's only room
thought you
for
were
a
carrying me
couple of you to
bridal style.
stand.
And my energy shroud ring got shattered, so I don't get to sell it.
Your what ring?
The ring I had in the slot because I found it and needed a ring in that slot.
Oh, got shattered, huh?
Yeah,
that,
I
that
put on
big
the dragon's
sheath
glove
on the
and it
dragon's
shat-
claw. It was a ring.
Oh. What's the dragon's claw even do?
So far, use the circle.
Fair
so
enough.
far it opens the circle, but it has other uses that I haven't determined yet.
Well, circle's good enough for me. Let's get out of here.
It must be some sort of artifact if I can't identify it with a 62 spellcraft.
When you get back to the universe, our material plane, they can probably figure it out.
Well, that's how spellcraft works, though, so... With a roll like that, I should have been able to identify anything that wasn't an artifact, so if I can't, it is one.
Yeah, that's why I said they could figure out whether and what artifact it might be, is my point. Or you
It's one
could
I'll
if you
never-
help them.
Yeah, it's one I'll never get off my finger now, probably.
Probably. Alright, let's
So
step
let
to
me
this portal
reiterate
and
the
die.
current door stop. There is only room for a couple of you to stand. Who is carrying who?
Fulton will carry Garazin.
Alright,
Fulton
Swing
carries
myself
Garazin,
up over
Garazin
his
carries
shoulders.
she, I ride on Fulton's head.
Alright, I'm all for this. I'll carry sheep
No.
bridal style. Fulton will carry me like I'm some sort of object he doesn't
She
want to be
will
carrying.
stand. Thank you.
Grusson will carry Shinalar. Shinalar will... Lindal will ride on Shinalar's head. Lindal will carry Fulton. Yeah, it works out.
Yeah, see?
I'm already carrying a Lockerrock anyway.
Lockrock carries himself. Stop it.
He's usually in her robe somewhere.
Carries himself.
Anyway, I'm riding on Fulton's helmet.
The lot of you assemble upon the circle, and nothing seems to immediately happen.
Use the ring thing.
I slide down and poke at the circle again with the ring.
You tap your finger on the circle, And the lighting changes significantly around you. You are no longer in the poorly lit chamber where the corpse of that dragon once were. You now find yourself in a room full of light and noise.
So I'm blind.
I'm probably not doing so well either.
So we're in a disco club. Boop, 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 boop.
And did I set the VBL properly? Oh,
Apparently
I did.
not. Everything's purple.
Well, I did. I just haven't hit reveal yet.
Oh, okay. Oh, I remember this now.
You find yourselves in a huge room. From the ceiling comes a massive column of water wrapped in that crystal glass column, about 80 feet wide where it reaches the ceiling, and it pinches down to almost a point exactly where two great beams of rippling, whirling energy come flying out of a pair of portals that float a good 40 feet off of the ground in the air. Those two beams strike the column right where it squeezes to its smallest point. You can barely look right at that point directly without being blinded. And then it expands again to about 20-30 feet wide where it reaches the floor. On the far side of that column, 6 great jets of flame seem to blast across 6 large, looks like some kind of stone mounted in a metal brace. They glow red hot as the flame washes over them. And you notice that there is someone here, standing near one. A human man wearing very loose and very ragged and poor robes and with unkempt hair. He sits, well, you're about to say cross-legged before you notice that he only has one leg to his name. The other one ends just above the knee. And he sits in this cross-legged posture, floating about 3 feet off the ground, facing the nearest stone obelisk, and he appears to be lost in prayer. There's a great running scorch mark on the ground across the ground to that sphere, and nothing else appears to be in this room. There is a great deal of noise from the water rushing and from the jets of flame, but you can still hear each other. You think you could still hear each other if you shouted.
You think if I smoked that, I would explode or ascend? Maybe
I
both.
don't think you can smoke water.
Who says I can't try?
Out of character, I believe we've been told about a man by this description.
I know I have. I'm just trying to not recognize that in any way, shape, or form. I'm pretending it doesn't exist.
I don't recall.
Neither do I. Can't remember it at all.
I actually don't, so...
The geese that Garazin has on him, he was told to stop anyone who tries to claim the prison of Jubilex, and there is such a man already doing so. A normal human man.
We should stop him.
Of no gifts, but with divine assistance, who is dressed in the finest of rags.
Oh,
Were
okay.
the words that were given.
Oh, wait, hold on. He's the one who killed the dragon as well. Okay, now I have reason to shoot this guy. Alright, cool. I'm gonna shoot him.
You had reason to anyway.
Yeah, but my previous reason was one of an evil space. I needed a reason that wasn't just being a dick.
You would have had to anyway. You have a geese.
Yes, Fulton.
Yeah, I could choose not to. I just suffer.
Fulton, is that do you have permanent detect evil on these days?
Yeah, because it's the Eagle Soul.
Okay, what is the range of that?
That's a very good question.
He's evil. Let's get him.
Eagle Soul grants you Detect Evil as a constant spell-like ability. So Detect Evil itself is a 60-foot cone.
Okay.
Note to self: don't ever take my ring off near phone.
You should have already known that.
Just do it right behind him.
Fulton, you put Garazan down upon his own 2 feet.
Alright then. Let's get into position, shall we? Yeah, coming. I'm not going to shoot through those beams and cause all kinds of weird fucking effects.
Those beams start 40 feet above the floor here, and are still 20 feet above here.
So I have a straight shot then.
Oh yes.
Oh, hold on.
The floor. The only obstructions on the floor are the column of water itself and the 6 sconces.
Okay,
Garazan.
everybody, get ready for TPK.
Garazan, don't shoot yet.
I'm like screwing on like a new what do they call it? Thing that goes on top of a gun. Scope.
Scope?
I'm putting a new scope on as you say that. I'm like, I'm supposed to for multiple reasons.
For all we know, shooting him there may help.
So it'll help. See, there you go.
No, may help in what he's trying to do.
Okay, being shot in the middle of a ritual has never helped anyone ever.
Would you like to be the first to have that happen to?
Oh, it's a good
Sure,
thing
why
that
not?
guy came along and shot me in the face. Otherwise, this ritual I was doing wouldn't have worked out.
Didn't we just have an opportunity last time where we resurrected a dragon because the guy there died?
Well, no, but see, that was him doing his self-sacrifice onto an existing ritual. He wasn't making the ritual and then gets interrupted midway through by being shot. There's a difference.
Well, it's a good thing this ritual. It's a good thing that guy came along and shot me in the face randomly. Otherwise, this ritual I've been planning for 20 years wouldn't have worked.
See?
All I'm saying is let's get more information.
How? Yeah?
For example, whether he's evil or not.
Plus,
Then let's get closer then, you smart
The only
aleck.
word we have so far that he is in fact doing anything horrible is from another really horrible being.
I'm actually.
So do you want to ask him, are you doing something horrible? And if he answers truthfully, shoot him?
I'm actually considering just hitting him with a dazing, freezing sphere while you guys are talking.
Fawn's walking.
As soon as you step foot outside of that circle, the noise suddenly dies down completely. And you notice that the man has turned in place and is now facing you.
So there
yeah,
goes
I
the element of
should've-
surprise, assholes. Could have shot him from there.
I'm still riding Fulton's hat. I don't really have a choice.
Okay.
Fine, we'll go talk to him.
Are you currently ordered on top, so you can still move? Yes, you are. Okay.
Fawn's just going to keep approaching until he gets close enough to see if he's evil or not.
I'm gonna keep approaching regardless.
One moment. Garazan is now 60 feet away from him, so when you reach about that far.
So, well, we'll naturally halt, so.
Yep. Fulton, as you come within what you're certain is close enough, you can tell he is not evil.
He's not evil.
Neither is Lindahl, I will point out. Finger quotes.
Of course, he's neutral.
I am true neutral.
Fulton will step in front of Garazan for just now.
Oh,
Hello, sir.
I was about to say good day, but I really do not know how to tell at in this place.
Yes, what is this place?
You are here by accident?
Not accident. We simply don't have all the information we'd like.
Ah, you are here by fate. That may yet be important. He looks very distracted.
Oh crap, he's about to go into his Final Fantasy boss form.
Well, that makes him easier to shoot.
So if you are here by fate, do you know why?
I'm gonna hazard a guess and think you're trying to become the poison god of poisonous poison.
That is certainly not my aim. And who are you?
We're
Gorazin
trying to
Valgrind.
see Pharasma.
Yeah, that. World-saving business and all.
Huh. That's not foreseen.
Who are you, sir?
So you are here not by accident but by fate, but you do not know why I am here.
Alright, I'll just jump and ask the damn question. Why are you... Did you kill that dragon earlier? You know the one that I'm talking about.
I most certainly did not.
Okay. Did something associated with you do it? Smartass.
I do not know.
By consequence of it being in your way, did it die?
It was no longer there.
Eh.
His
I
beard
came
did it.
upon it, no doubt, the same way you did. Vivisected and
So you didn't...
removed.
You didn't do that. He lying. I like it defaulting.
Well, Fulton will go for sense motive.
Go ahead. Fulton and Lindahl, you both seem to think he's being truthful, but you also think that he's a little, maybe not confused, but maybe he isn't fully aware of his surroundings. He seems distracted or maybe focused inwardly.
He be
I'll
cray
repeat.
cray.
I'll repeat Sinalora's question. Who are you?
He looks off to one side for a moment. Looks back. Have you seen the walls in the chambers below?
Answer the sodding question.
I am.
Yes, we've seen the walls.
It's a fascinating little fable. I've been speaking with my beloved every day for the last 20-some years, and yet I still learned a few new things on that wall. Did you know, before the war, Pharasma was not the god of fate after death, but only of fate before it. And Abadar didn't yet believe in community above law. And Shelyn and Debral were the mutual gods of beauty and light.
Yeah, and Torag was the ever-unchanging dwarven god. It hasn't changed a lick since then. What's your point?
It also breathes.
Yeah, that.
I am here for Shelyn. If you do not know who I am, you may not know the reputation I have picked up back
Is that a
at
threat?
home on Hlosterin.
Sounds like a threat.
Grozin,
It is-
shut up.
It is not a threat. Have you not heard of the Hermit of Shelyn?
Knowledge local.
Knowledge religion.
Knowledge. I
Knowledge.
don't have that.
Knowledge, whatever I have.
Yet, knowledge, local, or religion would tell you that the Hermit of Shellen was instrumental in finding and safekeeping an artifact that was very important to the adventurers who went and defeated Jubilex. It was in fact because of divine aid that they bartered for that they could defeat Jubilex. And the Hermit played a minor part in safeguarding an artifact they needed to do that.
Okay, so you helped save the world once before. Goody. Thanks for that, I suppose. So why are you here, precisely?
I will tell you why I am here if you humor my curiosity and tell me the same. I've given much to be here, in this place, at this time, and that you are here as well does little to bolster my faith in innocent coincidence.
That's a long story. Shortest version.
Tell him about the egg.
Yeah, I'm thinking. We encountered a mystical artifact that does not belong here in any way, shape, or form. Like the material plane doesn't belong there. It belongs to Pharasma. It needs to get to Pharasma. Like, immediately. So we got ourselves together, got some wizards, did some research, managed to warp ourselves through the various layers of reality to get here to give it to her. Because if we don't, it'll tear a hole in reality or something equally horrifying.
Giggity, giggity.
Well, your quest is nearly at its end, then.
Goody.
This is the Fountain of Life, and he gestures an arm towards the column of water beside you.
Oh, alright, hold on. I need to go smoke that.
No.
Come on! How many chances of this are we gonna get?
No.
Let's do it when you're not looking.
Fulton is always looking.
Not looking hard enough.
Big Brother's always watching.
Fulton
This-
sees you in your nightmares.
This is that singular place where Pharasma and Gozra's powers combine to create all souls. All mortal souls, rather.
I smoked that.
That's where their powers combine to create Captain Planet.
Yeah, I wanted to say that so bad.
Yeah, I knew I should have changed that phrasing the moment I started saying it. Carry on.
Too late now.
This is the font of all mortal souls.
It is.
So this is where we all come from, anyway.
All new mortal souls.
So no dwarves then, right?
Only if you believe dwarves are soulless.
Fuck you. All
They
souls of
totally
dwarves
are.
are created in the great forge of Turog.
And you
they're
have
ancient.
found it.
Oh, this is... Huh. I expected a really big anvil.
I thought
somewhere
human
around
souls
here.
came from the positive energy plane.
And you have found it.
Huh. So if I stick my hand in there...
How about you don't?
Then your hand will probably melt off.
I need those... Pipe? No, I don't. I need like a magic pipe. Wizard, can you enchant my pipe?
You need to do nothing.
Don't ever ask to do that again. Enchant your
Well,
own
I suppose you have answered my question. He begins looking distant again.
We're just here to get this aid delivered. That's all. So where's Pharasma? Because I don't see a door. It says Pharasma this way.
There is this other teleportation circle up here.
Are you sure that's not just the one going back, or did they use the same one to go back? Should probably look at that, actually. Why are you here again, Hermit? You never actually answered that question. You said you're here.
I suppose not. Do you know what happened when the war ended?
According to the pamphlets downstairs, Gorazin became... Wait, Gorazin? I'm Gorazin.
Gozra.
I am God!
Gozra.
Gozra came into existence and lorded over all of nature, and the war was over, and happily ever after. Yay!
It was not happy. A Rodan was slain, and this brought a ceasefire between the gods, who realized what they were doing, fighting over the spark of life. The gods convened, all those who had remained neutral and one from each side of the war came together and decided what would be done. And the spark of life was reforged into whom we now call Gozra.
But what the fuck is this?
I'm not sure, but
You're not
it is
entirely
not
sure?
It is not this why I am here, he says, gesturing to the column of water. It is this, he says, tilting his hand to point at the obsidian hot rock behind him. Dobral, tormented by the part he unwillingly played in the death of Arodan, fled between the spaces between planes to contemplate this conflict within himself. And as I'm sure we all are aware, he did not come to wholesome conclusions. On his return, many of his former fellows were in favor of sealing him into the same prison they had Rovagog.
Good fucking idea. Why haven't we done that?
But Shellen still saw her brother in the entity that had returned. In defiance of her fellows, she shed a fragment of herself, the light of her love, and dedicated it to him, illuminating his hunters. And through that sacrifice, she came to embody all that we believe about love, and not merely the parts we like to believe. Do you
You're
know?
talking about like the jealousy and the hate and the okay.
You're
Do
the
you
hermit
know-
of Shellen. Do you agree with that?
Do you know what is in these prisons?
Fire looks like fire.
Prisoners.
Well, that yeah.
The original prisoners. The 5 surviving true deaths. Well, 5 of the surviving. Baphomet of betrayal, Nocticula of obsession, Uxel of demise, Shax of madness, Aldenak of famine, and pointing it directly at the one behind him, and once Jubilex of poison. I am here to right a terrible wrong in our universe. All these deaths, and no place among them for love. I plan to take this prison for myself, for the validation of my beloved's fateful sacrifice,
Get
for
'em.
everyone who sees beauty in their choice of final moments, for everyone who lets themselves be corrupted or destroyed for the good of those they love. I intend to become the true death of self-sacrifice.
Oh, that makes sense now.
Get him.
Not.
Now I know why he wants to stop you. Now I get it.
And it is now 10 after 6, and we should close until next time.
I
Well,
hit
I
him
have
with
bad news.
excruciating
Moving my arm
determination.
does not stop the thing from like the Gaius, so we got a problem.
Yes,
Yeah.
double checking the exact wording of Garage's Gaius. It means nothing that it's not the death of poison anymore.
Yeah, good point. I don't have to stop him at all.
No,
Have fun, dude.
you still have to stop him.
Oh
The
no.
wording is anyone who attempts to occupy the former prison of Jubilex.
Fine, just pick a different prison.
There are no.
There's only one right there.
They're occupied.
Yeah.
Kill the occupant. Fuck him.
Good luck.
Hey,
You
pulled it
guys
off last
needed
time.
to reseal this prison in order to have a hope of defeating Jubilex, a foe 3 whole CR above your APL at the time.
They can
And
take
you
him.
barely pulled through it.
Additionally, it's probably this whole thing of even if you killed one of the other occupants and took that one, they're probably like exactly the same prison metaphysically somehow.
And they would still have full access to their powers, because they wouldn't be separated from it.
Let's fight one that doesn't like have anything scary. Then, like, we'll all be like famine or something.
Right. Famine's not scary.
Well, if you
I'm
don't
going
need
to
to
be
eat.
real with you here. If you open one of those other 5 prisons, you are going to have to fight the CR30 creature that lives inside.
I still think we're gonna kick its ass.
You're welcome to try.
Yes,
I'll
Alright,
be
I'll be
leaving.
yes,
over here.
and
See
I
ya.
could have taken the rocks.
Oh, is that or I have to shoot this hermit guy who has a really good idea?
Get him.
Yeah, now we have to stop you from shooting him.
I don't. I don't like his plan.
Exactly. No. So, I will see you all in 2 weeks where we find out how we deal with this conflict.
Oh, I say we beat Garazan up and throw him in the prison.
I'm okay with this plan. Though you're not gonna like the
That just
kind of
means-
death I'm gonna be.
That just means you have to try and shoot himself eventually.
Well, I'd be the true death of explosions. I mean, there's a true death of demise. I mean, that doesn't even make any fucking sense. So I'll be the true death of explosions, okay? Yeah.
Well, he's obviously the demon lord from Zelda.
Yes. And in the following week, you lot are going to figure out how to deal with your new friend on the planet of Quasimodo.
I don't have to do
Shush.
nothing. I was sleeping the whole time.
Yes, everything exploded.
What's the best part to me is that was just one heavy bolter. I could have had like every single one of them with a heavy bolter if I really wanted
Yes,
to.
we
so.
know.
Yeah. Keep that game in its own recordings, please.
Everything's explosive.
Oh, I'm not inventive enough to come up with the next lyric for that. Everything is cool when you've set it on fire. No, wait, that doesn't work at all.
I should
Just
take
yell
over.
WOG and
Yeah, just
Daka,
scream
Daka,
WOG
Daka,
and you're good.
Daka.
Yeah.
I should totally take over the prison.
What would you
I
be
will
the true
see
death
you all
of?
next week.
See ya.
In the meantime, you have 2 weeks to think of how you want to deal with this problem.
I'm probably just gonna hurl myself into the light thing and just see what that is.
I'm totally fine with killing this guy.
I know you are.